Hello. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneak up on you. I was reading a book and you almost stepped on me. How'd you get such big feet? Oh, my name? I'm Cornelia Clementine Tiny Toes. My family calls me Biddy for short, like I'm not already short enough. Are you here for some gems? We just collected some from the mountains. I don't like going there much, but my parents tell me they help our future look less foreboding. I'm not sure what that means. Life is great. I spend time reading in the forest. I have my favorite friends with me, Baracco Bunny and Sweeney Toad. Oh, I recently met a new friend, Myrtle. It's nice to finally know someone my own age. My family thinks she's a bad influence, but I think they're just cautious of strangers. They invited her along with us on our next trip to the city. Where are you going? Oh well, I guess I'll go back to reading my book. Gnome on the Roam.
Hey.
Wait, are we on?
Oh.
Oh god. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tuesday night. It's MinusOneCHarisma with our Aventide campaign. We're so glad you're here with us for our last game of the year for the campaign. If that makes sense. Last Aventide campaign of the year. We're really excited to be here. We're really excited to play. Yeah. We're going to go to a recap. And then we're going to start playing. Here we go. We're fading into a recap. Somebody forgot to record the recap this week. So last week,
and that's how it went. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So last week, you guys had come back to the bourgeois' palace of disgusting terrors and smells. He gave you 3 gifts. He gave you some citizenship papers that were blank that you guys all get to fill in your names with. What are the names again? Let's start. Bobby, what was your name?
I can tell you. Oh, my name is Frederick Prince.
And Dresden?
Phil Collins.
And Pup?
Jack Russell.
Kelwise?
Michael Bolton.
And Cornelia?
Mine feels really out of place now. It's Lanolin.
Lanolin.
What? Lanolin?
And of course, Fitz chose Gallant Spitzwilliams.
And Trust is Swift Fear Taylor.
So, on paper, this is maybe some of the greatest musicians of all time, depending on your position. So you guys got that. You guys got a giant sack of money, just like Johnny Bravo's neighbor and her lemonade stand. You also got an ingot of core cane. That's what we're gonna call it. Core cane. You guys got a big iron like ingot of this miasma covered material called core, which you guys know that Calic, who had used it, had made himself huge, but it also, you'd seen the negative effects as this body started to shrivel just because it was like blowing up a balloon too big and then deflating it, and it's just stretched out.
And then taking another balloon and ripping a piece off of it and putting that onto your balloon. I think you're burying the lead there.
Yeah, and then getting stabbed in the throat.
Well, I was just the long term. The long term. Isn't that the same stuff that the what's his face is using?
Yeah, bourgeois.
The bourgeois. He's also. No?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say like short term. I mean, you can't really compare the bourgeois just because you don't know how old he is. It's like weird. He's like
Are you a
weird.
drug dealer? You're trying to get us hooked on this shit. Look at you. Look, that's a long time user. Once isn't gonna hurt you. Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna move-
Once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Just it's all about it's like McDonald's, right? McDonald's is bad for you, and Kate's giving me the eyes. All right, after you guys got your big stack of money,
Well, you said McDonald's, and I'm drinking a McDonald's Sprite, so.
I'm saying it's all about
Oh no, I agree.
like it's consistency, right? Like it's a little bit here and there, right? Just like
Yeah,
a little bit,
just
a little
spice.
bit of.
We all
Spike.
agree you are a pusher, and you keep pushing drugs on Pup for some reason. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but we will see.
Beautiful music.
So you took that giant sack of money and you guys went to the pawn shop, give or take, where you had Grizzleby, that big old drunken owner who's behind a big screen full of multi-sized doors, so he could open a door just the size of the product that he was selling you and slip it out. Like a little bit paranoid, but probably for good reason, considering Cornelia immediately tried to buy thieves' tools to break into the shop, which he would not sell to her. Kellwise got an herbalism kit and some fishing gear. Cornelia actually did get some armor, some nice black armor with silver like designs swirled into it. Fitz actually got some armor to fit his one-armed physique, as well as Dresden picked out a suit of armor for himself, and then he got a.
Damn.
Well, we'll come back to the giant axe. You also got a canvas bag with a bunch of cooking utensils, which is important, and a mess kit for everyone, so everyone doesn't have to like eat like Pup all the time. And you also received a giant axe. It's probably like it would be like a one-handed axe for something like as large as an ogre or a giant, but for a human, it would be incredibly unwieldy and huge. Unwieldy? Yeah, unwieldy.
Unwieldy sounds fun. It's like unworldly, but for heavy things.
Yeah, and we named it the Herniax.
Yeah.
And Dresden, what's that Herniax look like?
It's it's about 5 feet from tip to toes. The blades, I think, end up like roughly almost 2.5 feet apart, maybe closing on 3 from the thing. It's like a double-headed mess, and you can hear my intestines begin to give out every time I pick it up, and that's part of the hallmark. It's like a pair of Levi's. They're like really old, and you're like, no, I still fit, and you get it, and you can just hear them screaming for mercy, except it's my body. But yeah, you know, big old shaft. The main thing is that I tear up every time I pick it up.
Yeah.
One part from strain and 1 part from love.
I poop whenever I pick it up.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Pup, put that down. No. Oh, it's everywhere.
yeah.
That's why you don't feed your dogs chocolates.
Chocolate cake. Nope.
Chocolate cake does the chocolate make.
Oh boy.
Can we make that meme or emote?
It's like a funny food with like little dog ears.
With icing and stuff on it. You need
Love
the
it.
multi-chocolate cake. All right. And then you had returned back to the bourgeois in his headquarters, and Zuna had told you she was looking into getting that the amulet of Unseeing Eyes. The third enchantment. You had learned that the amulet had needed 3 enchantments, but it only had 2, so it wasn't working at full capacity. And you needed the elves to put their last enchantment on this to kind of complete the cycle. But the elves had made a counter offer because you don't have enough money to pay for something that high end.
Because they looked at us and they were like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it could have been Zuna's descriptions. It depends on, you really don't know what happened there. But they had said that they would finish the enchantment and let you use it to sneak into the pit if they could retain ownership of it when you guys came back out. So it was like, you guys will finish it, you guys can use it for what you need, but we want it afterward as kind of like a middle ground for them. And you guys were just kind of settling down for the night to kind of think it over. You guys hadn't made a decision on whether to accept or not, and you guys had settled down outside of the bourgeois' abode just because of the noxious fumes that hang in the air there.
And we were fishing.
You guys
fish and cooked it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Nice.
And
yeah.
Kelwise finally has like proper fishing gear. And this has been a long time coming. He had at one point tried to fish using scraps of cloth, a stick, and a random hook out in the ocean, and got snubbed.
Still caught fish.
Yeah, he still caught fish, but was like this is BS. I'm like the greatest fisherman of all time, and yeah, that was a poor.
And then Jaymes really rubbed your nose in it by having a man turn into a dolphin and collect fish in front of your very eyes.
Well, that was after Pop tried to use Trust as like some kind of a magical cannon and is firing spells out of Trust horns to try to kill fish.
That's true.
That was amazing.
Oh man! And there we
It's
are.
worth it.
You guys have a little fire going. Kelwise was cooking up the fish. He knows how to make it perfectly crispy and cooked inside. And you guys are just in that long tunnel that goes deep into the sewers. So you're kind of safe. No one can really see into the sewers. And you're on that bank that maybe 10 feet up is the bathhouses. Yeah, and that's where we begin today.
And we heard two gentlemen saying something very weird at the end of the episode.
I completely forgot, yes. And you had heard that for whatever reason, Omara Vasquez seemed to have fought off intruders, but not before they had killed both of her elderly parents. So,
Believing her to still be alive? Question mark.
Pretty much, yeah.
and then you guys had seen the Trach and Kesht had brought in Omara's body, her basically in stasis body that was like on the verge of death, thanks to Kelwise.
Yeah, I want to ask about that. James. So, like, when they brought her in, was she dead, and then the bourgeois cast a spell and brought her back, or what happened exactly?
No,
there?
she seemed to be just like passed out, but she didn't look good. She was like pale, and she had those wounds that Kelwise had still. And then the bourgeois had cast a spell on her, seeming to ease her breathing a little bit.
Ease her breathing.
Ease it, like it was.
Sounds like a wonderful euphemism for just basically smothering someone. Like, well, they were having a rough time, but then I eased their breathing for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then the problem was gone. Okay.
I eased
the same way that a tank of oxygen can ease someone's breathing.
Okay. If you hit them in the head with it, I get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Why do I try?
You asked.
Yeah, so you guys are, your bellies are full. You had all that fish. Pup had asked not to have some raw fish because it tastes better that way.
Raw and wriggling.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are just settling down for the night. If there's anything you want to do, you can do that now, or you can just head to bed. Yeah, and as we had forgotten maybe about Eva being Rezik's little sister, that is now a ghost that they found wandering around in the sewers. She's there as well, just hanging out, and most of the party can't see her. Only Pup is able to really see her. Pup and Rezik. And Rezik had given a little bit of his essence and being and spirit to her to get her basically out and keep her soul from kind of dispersing into like a miasma. Miasma.
Go sister.
Yeah, go,
so
sister.
I look over at him. How's he doing? Anytime things get quiet, he's been getting real weird. So I'm just gonna, look over at him, see
Me?
how he's doing.
Rezik?
Oh yeah.
All right. He's looking a little shocked right now from the news of hearing Amara's still alive.
Yeah, well that is troubling.
So yeah, what's the deal with that? That's kind of strange. Should we?
Well, I thought I got her, but maybe it's the wrong one. Maybe we missed the real Amara. Maybe she's somewhere else. We did find a note in the attic. It seemed like it was going to be sent to her.
What did it?
As in she was in a different location.
What happened in that building?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. I kind of didn't want to know what happened in the building, but now we probably should
Fair.
talk about it.
Well, you saw some of the aftermath.
Yep.
We snuck in through
Yeah.
a little bit. We snuck in through the basement, climbed up to the 3rd story, and infiltrated the house. We ended up running into who we thought was an elderly lady, who we figured was Grandma Vasquez, and then who we thought was Omara, and then who we presumed was her husband, and then the 3 children. The husband was killed. Omara was killed, for all intents and purposes. The grandma seems to have escaped.
You saying it like it's not you that how did they die?
Omara was stabbed in the neck, and I did that. I burst into the room.
That's a really nice disassociation you're doing there. That's really great. Yeah. No, that's good. All right.
He's not a murderer.
No. But someone is.
Defensive.
And you just happen to see it. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Now, refresh my memory. What intel did we have to define who Omara was? Right? Like, what did we know?
Dalladale,
Realistically, none.
Dalladale saw Omara.
And described her to us?
We heard the husband say her name as well.
That's true.
Okay. Before you
He said
saw someone
said Amara.
murder?
Yes,
Murder
because
her?
Trust walked into the room and she noticed there was a man. I was in there slightly as well, and there was a man in the bed and was talking to Amara and said, "Don't wake me up." He sounded very grumpy.
And then you killed him?
Yeah. So
What if Amara is the mom's name and the daughter's name? What if she's like Amara Jr.?
Well, they called her Desiree.
Yeah, the girl we brought who had the armband on.
So
that was
that-
Desiree. So
Okay.
maybe there's an Omara that we
Maybe
haven't.
Amara's
yet-
another person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my thought.
Well, because you were saying there was a letter. What did the letter say exactly?
Rewind toward a past episode in my
Hmm.
mind.
It had briefly described your group. It had seemed like your group was of interest to somebody you don't know, and this letter was kind of detailing their thoughts and feelings, which you could assume would be Omara's thoughts and feelings on you guys. But you couldn't tell if it had been sent or received. It was kind of ambiguous, whether it was an outgoing letter or it was a incoming letter.
Yeah, it was signed OV and the seal was broken. So we assume
Wait, it
it was sent, but maybe she carried it with her.
was signed OV and it was received by them?
The seal was broken, so somebody looked at it after it was
signed,
So
possibly
somebody-
sent or not sent.
Yeah, somebody with the same initials sent Omara a letter. Huh.
Who do we know that can actually ID that body back in there?
Would you guys not be able to ID it since you worked here? Don't you guys know who she is already?
I don't know.
I thought you guys knew.
Do I?
You guys wouldn't roll it. Both of you guys roll a history check.
Here we go. Now
Otherwise,
Just
we're
see
gonna have
if
to
you've ever
kidnap
really caught
Now
glimpses.
we're cooking.
I mean, the viceroys themselves they don't. It would be like you being like, "Hey, without TV, do you know what the mayor of your city looks like?" You're like,
I do.
Maybe,
So 16?
maybe not.
17.
16, 17. You guys know. You guys have heard
No
the
idea.
descriptions, but you guys have never actually seen Omar Vasquez specifically.
Do the descriptions line up with that?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. This woman here's about the right age, and the descriptions look proper.
I mean, the bourgeois seemed pretty confident that it was Omara.
Yeah, I mean,
And
would he know?
hates her.
Yeah, that's a lot of hatred if you don't actually know the person, right? Like, if you don't have a face to dictate that or direct the hate, like, that would be frustrating.
It could be propaganda. This whole thing could just be just people just talking.
True.
Should we
That
tell the
would-
bourgeois though, or
Well, that would imply, though, that they have some sort of subterfuge to continue, you know what I mean? That they have a body double or something. Some sort of Kim Jong-un shit.
oh,
or someone who can look like another person,
Right.
which is
oh, yeah,
Yeah, what if they have a
Yeah.
pup?
true. I mean, no one can have a pup. You're the only pup in the world, but they have
Yeah,
someone
are
that can
you
also
tricking
change
us?
into people.
I might be. I'm just kidding.
Well, either way, we're gonna have to find out. So, should we go petition the bourgeois, or should we go straight up kidnap one of her henchmen and then take them to?
Well, I mean, what did the bourgeois say? I mean, he was congratulatory when the body came in, right?
Very
we can go
keen,
ask
so.
him.
A sack
Puff,
of
why don't
gold.
you go ask him? You've got quite the rapport. Why don't you go ask him if that's Vasquez?
I grab
Okay.
the rest of my raw fish and then I start running.
Okay. Well, it's not very far. It's only like 5 feet to the door.
I still
yeah,
run.
you have that. Yeah.
Dresden, you go with just in case.
What I love about kids is they run everywhere. And so like a little kid, if it's like a tiny little bit, it's just down the hall. It's like, I go to the bathroom, boom, gone, down the hall. So Pup just boom, down the hall, takes that coin from Fitz. So now just note that you have the coin. The coin, that door slowly appears, that old wooden rickety door. Open it up,
The whole
smell comes out. Everyone's like, oh my God. That's
please,
there. And then boop,
Put
back
my
in.
face back in the fire.
Yeah, and you get inside and you hear, it's the sound of like, it's like tearing. You hear this tearing sound, almost like a saw on flesh. And it's not even almost like a saw on flesh, because when your eyes kind of come to, you see the bourgeois holding Omara's arm and just sawing off the hand right at the wrist, right in between the bones.
DM said it was on.
James, what?
No, what? No, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Just he's by himself, just sawing the hand off.
Anyway.
DM,
Oh, God! Cullen, just say it!
He mutes himself. Oh my God.
So,
And then screams.
we both muted on Discord, but I deafened, so like my IQ is bigger.
Whoa! Wait! You said you couldn't cut my hand off. Where are you cutting her hands off? And are you cutting off? Who is that?
Oh, she's got such delicate hands. I just had to try them on.
Oh, wait, but who is she?
This? Why, this is Amara Vasquez, of course.
Like, for sure, like 100% on this fish's yumminess?
Well, I should hope so.
Have you met her before? Do you remember? Or is it the thing that you remember
yeah.
that you lost and you don't have the memory anymore? Because you know how sometimes your memory went away and that's part of the reason why we're helping you is because you got your memory away and now we're going to help you with your memory. So I want to make sure that this isn't the part of the memory that left before to make sure that you remember this correctly.
I do, absolutely. You see, Omara used to work for me, and she traded sides a little. Anywho, and so I'm just getting a little payback.
Oh. Wait, if she worked for you, does that mean that she has powers too?
Powers? No, not like my children. No.
Who's your children? Wait, your children? You have kids?
Well, I call them my children. There's Sir Tract and Drach.
Oh yeah, like trash bag and cash bag, yeah.
Keith. Yes.
Oh.
My children.
Okay, because people in town were like, oh, I think Amara's still alive, and I was like, whoa, technically, but she's down here, so I don't know what they're saying. Also, do you want some fish? And I like rip off a little bit of the flesh.
And you rip off some flesh, and that new tongue that he had put in recently, he just starts like licking the fish, really trying to savor the oils and the salts and such that are in the skin. And as he's licking it like a lollipop, oh, don't worry, I have put in a placeholder per se. No one will be any the wiser. But this placeholder is much.
So it was you. You're so smart. How did you get so smart? Can you teach me how to be smart?
Oh no, it just comes with time. Live a few hundred years and you'll be right there with me. Don't worry.
What makes up a year?
A year. Well, you see, the seasons change.
Yeah.
And when they come back around, it's just been a year.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I know that one because I've experienced a lot of warm. Yeah.
Yes. See, you're smarter already. You're well on your way.
You're the best, and I give him a hug.
And he gives you like a hug, but you notice that he's missing a hand. One of his hands has been like totally just like torn off.
Can I grab his like this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He gives you a big hug. And his arm wraps around you, and that third portion of arm wraps back around himself.
It's like the best kind of hug. It's so warm.
Yeah,
and is this where you're gonna put the pretty one?
And unfortunately, when you touch him, you almost get. Oh my gosh! Somebody's dying.
They're after him.
Yeah. The law.
Freaking law.
You notice like your hair kind of. Like subconsciously. Oh my god! I should have closed those windows.
Freaking low.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Oh, there we go. Thank you. The hair on the back of your neck kind of starts to stand up unintentionally when he gives you this hug, and you feel like this coldness, not necessarily in your body, but in your bones. Deep within your bones, like your body is starting to radiate cold outward as he gives you this hug. It's not necessarily uncomfortable as far as the hug goes, but just that feeling that from inside out that you're now like just emanating this cold, deep chill, like you have achy bones almost.
Well, why are you so cold? Do you need a blanket? Because you're so cold that you're making me cold. Because I feel really cold and I don't. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I'll be much better once I get these hands on.
Will you be warmer?
Warmer?
Yeah.
Maybe for a little while. That's why I have this. And he takes that big cape that he had, that big flowing red and which was fuzzy at one time, that cape, that royal regal looking cape, and he puts it on himself, like posing for you.
Whoa. That's cool.
And then he just goes back to sawing off her hand.
Okay, while
These
he's doing
bones,
that,
the wrists are so tough because there's no just straight line. You have to kind of weave the saw around the bone.
Oh,
and
go up
the
and around.
tendon.
And like, as I'm like listening to him and like agreeing before I go back outside to relay any amount of information because I have the attention span of a goldfish, of a pup. I want to get out my sewing kit and I want to like embroider a little smiley face on, or like, like a little smiley face and like a paw print, like on the bottom of his cape.
All right. Yeah, and that'll take you. I mean, you in the time it takes you, maybe like 30 minutes to do that, to really get that, because he's not really paying attention, but he's not being helpful and staying still. In that time, you see him like he saws off 2 hands, and not only does he saw off the hands, but he like tourniquets the wrists so that she doesn't bleed out.
He's taking care of her.
And he does that, and he does that with you notice he does it with precision. Like it looks like his care on the body seems very trained for that kind of thing. But then he does it, and then you see him just starting fitting the hand to his arm, and obviously it doesn't stay. But he's kind of like playing with the hand, like ooh, like testing it out to see what it looks like on his wrist.
And I get my needle. Do you need help putting it on?
Oh no. That'll come much later. Ooh, you've made a little embroider. It's very, very amusing. I like it so much. Thank you, pup.
You're welcome. Okay. Bye.
And then I run back out.
Okay. So about 35 minutes later, pup comes out of the door.
Oh, you guys wouldn't believe what happened. We had a whole party. The people were losing their hands. I sewed a thingy on a cape.
I completely believe that. Yeah. No.
Yeah, and then I found out what a year was, and then we shared a fish, and then he taught me how to cut hands off. You have to do this all around. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He gave me a hug, and his arm was like, whoa, cold.
And
that's great.
The reason we sent you in there
What?
is the body Omar Vasquez's.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
I take a bite of the fish. Yeah, she's in there. That's her in there. And then he put someone else to pretend that she was still alive and stuff.
Right.
So that's just a... What was the word?
You can do it.
Decoy! Yeah! Tiny Toast, you're the smartest person ever! Yeah.
Let's play again.
Okay. Oh, different game. Okay.
Different word.
Okay.
Well, great. That's good to know.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's.
By the way,
you don't need to tie up.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. I wanted to also bring up, I know we said we'd sleep on it, but I had a few ideas while Pup was in there about the whole amulet situation. I was thinking maybe I should tonight, I should draw it. That way we have the exact, model kind of drawn out somewhere. And if we ever need to get it remade somewhere else, we could always do that if we have to.
I might be a bit of a simpleton in these measures, but I mean, you mean just sort of like a copy, right? Not something that can actually do what it can do.
Oh no, just a sketch of the model itself, just a kind of a blueprint almost.
What was that word, Pup?
The decoy. Decord.
That's it. That's one of those. Yeah, maybe not a bad idea. Sketch it up.
Hey, right, Cornelia? Is it decord?
It's a decode, yes.
I didn't ask you.
Sorry.
Do you think there's a way to have it get rid of one of the symbols to make it as usable as it is now after we're done with it?
Or should we give it to them fully working? Does that make sense? Like it's not finished now. Maybe we can give it to them unfinished.
You mean the elves?
Mm-hmm. Because they requested it after we're done.
Well, yeah, I think if we're going to do that, we should definitely get it, completed, and then that way we're able to use it at its, in its final form.
Yeah, get it completed, and then when we give it to them unfinished. Like take off one of the runes, or
I feel like they know.
Take it off.
well, they
They've
would
seen it
know.
now.
They would know, but
I don't.
they want to take the work
I'm
to
not
do
sure
it.
we have the ability to do that. Would be the main problem in my mind.
Yeah, I think once it's installed, it's going to be
Permanent.
difficult or impossible to take it off, possibly.
Do
Would I know, James?
I mean, you'd know that like ruining the runes on it could possibly dispel its effects.
Okay.
I'm not sure that they would. I mean,
Oh!
if they can do it once, they can do it again, right? I'm not sure that. Yeah.
Wait, if I put it on, I could just make myself small.
I'm sorry.
Right? Because the issue is that you're scared of breaking it because you want to put it on and off of someone?
Oh.
It's a fair point.
I think basically what Cornelia was proposing was that when we do give the elves back the amulets, we give it back at only 2/3 function instead of the full the full capabilities.
Oh.
Yeah, just partial, so that way they can't use it to its full abilities. But
Do we
which is a good
really-
idea.
If we're worried.
But do we really want to earn their ire in that sense?
Yeah. I think if we're gonna do it, we should go and just do it all the way. I think maybe we could ask them though, if we do give it back to them, maybe we could say, as a favor to us though, if we ever come back to take on the pit and Hoaxus, that they allow us to have it back again to go back in the pit if we need it in the future.
Or help us out, work on our side. Yeah.
We'll see
Start
how
an
it
army.
goes.
Do we, Rez, you might know more about this than anyone else. Do we know what it can currently do now versus what it can do when it's finished?
Yes, currently it does block the vision of someone who's trying to scry on you, but the problem is it only makes kind of a negative space. So you can still see the negative space, and if we get it fully functioning, it will totally make us invisible to any scryer. Supposedly.
Okay.
So I had a concern about that actually, regarding that. If Hoaxus can see, or maybe just see the negative space that's been surrounding Omara for this entire time, wouldn't he notice that it's changed locations? And wouldn't he then be able to potentially follow us too?
Well,
I guess that's a question for
to be
Rizzo.
honest, I feel like Hoaxus has been watching us this entire time because he was able to somehow erase Cornelia's memory without even us even going to the pit at all.
Yeah.
How exactly
But
did
now
that
I
happen?
guess that
When-
stops him.
I don't
When-
know. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Did that happen when we? Did that happen when we met the bourgeois, or was that
Yeah.
just something that
You
happened
look through
earlier?
you look through his crystal ball, and she was staring at the crystal ball, and then you were looking in on someone that she used to know, and then when it seemed like Hoaxus noticed her looking in on him, and then when he saw that, he just kind of boom, and then she was blasted out of that vision. So it was like through the ball, he did something.
Why you? All right.
I think it's because he saw someone spying on his his on the pit, and he saw that and decided to retaliate.
But why would the crystal ball show me
Yeah, that's my question.
him? So
We-
yeah,
We,
I
we
wonder
all
if it's
saw
trying to
really
show me.
varied
Yeah.
and strange things. Why were you so closely tied to the pit?
Maybe
We all
it's
have people that
person,
we
but you guys all have people.
right. We all have people there, don't we? Why then?
Maybe just bad luck.
I didn't do it.
Maybe.
I'm innocent.
Are you?
Oh no, Cornelia, we do.
Get her.
You're so innocent. Tell me what an ire means.
Freeze!
Because I've been trying to figure it out this whole time.
Figure out what?
What the heck ire means.
Ire? Oh.
Did he say iron wrong?
Yeah.
You don't want to get on the elves' irons?
It means dislike.
Oh.
But like
Ire. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
alright.
What's I gonna say?
And you have you guys hear like ever so not lightly, but ever so often, like Dalladale on his back is just sleeping, and every once in a while the snores just get like loud, but like almost like unnecessary loud. Like, you know, some people you're like, you have to be trying to snore that loud.
Hey pup.
And Zuna seems to be just
Pup, will you ease
next
his
to him.
I go over and I just kind of like lay down with my tummy on his face, just.
And every once in a while it's like and your belly goes
No, I mean like his face on my tummy.
yeah, and your
I
belly
am-
starts and you hear and your belly just starts
like raspberries.
yeah, it's like
But not like that at all.
It's not working.
Never mind.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that I think the biggest Nice, Cornelia.
I do it all the time to this guy.
Aw.
I was gonna say the
But look at his face.
the biggest boon in this whole situation with the elves is that we could potentially get another ally. We could have the bourgeois as an ally, then the elves as an ally. That would be pretty great, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna need a lot of allies to do this. The more, the better.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, if taking on the pits, we'll need a lot of allies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was thinking of one
Yeah,
more
it would be
thing.
best to-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Killwise.
No, it would be best to keep the elves happy, you know. I mean, I know they're presuming we're going to take on the pit before, but like Rezik said, maybe we'll need to go back. We don't know yet. So it would help to keep their favor.
Did they say how long it's going to take to complete the artifact?
Not that I recall.
Well, Zuno would know.
Some
Want to
Pup.
wake her up?
smother Zuna.
Are you waking her up?
We can probably just wake her up
Just
gently.
distracted by the yeah, actually just like a normal human. I'd like to wake her up.
Yeah, you wake her up easily. Despite her being able to sleep through Dalladale's snoring, it seems
Yeah.
like she's not a heavy sleeper.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it morning already?
No, it's not. I apologize for that.
It's hard to tell in these sewers of sorts.
Yeah. We're having a bit of a discussion. If you want to come over, we could use your expertise for a second.
And I'm still
Mhm.
just on top of her
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
How do you make it off? Turn it off. Turn it off.
Oh. You spend years and years learning to filter it out of your brain.
If my experience says anything, you marry it. But, Anyway,
Neither here nor there.
we had a question.
Leaves. Stuff leaves in your ears.
Well, yeah, sorry to wake you, Zuna. We were just wondering, did your allies in Lexitria, did they mention how long it would take to add that last pot of the amulet?
It shouldn't take more than an evening or so, I believe.
Wow.
As long as they have all the parts that they need to perform the ritual itself shouldn't be terribly long. It would probably take longer to inscribe the rune than it would to, cast the spell itself.
And that's just over in Fancy Town?
Yes, it's in Fancy Town.
Good. What's it actually called again?
Lexitria.
Lexitria.
Lexitria is the section of the city.
Yeah, so Lexitria is in Saxondale.
There were layers.
Yeah. Saxondale is the market, the Dwarven district, and the Elven district.
Okay.
So Saxondale is Logersmith, the capital city markets, and Lexitria.
So
Districts within districts.
Yeah, like an onion or an ogre. Question. So there was a war with the elves, right?
Yes.
Like 100 years ago.
Right, but still, like, what's the feeling in Lexitria?
Most people stay out of that area. Most humans. There's a lot of superstition around there, and most of the elves keep to themselves. There's not a lot of co-mingling except when necessary.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and you definitely would never really have been stationed there, and if something happened there, the commission would have just stayed out of it. And been like, that's their problem.
Right, because we're racist. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zuna, if a few of us went with you to speak with them again, some of the non-humans preferably, do you think there would be any chance we could talk them into adding something to our little agreement? Basically, if we do give it back to them when we're done, they will allow us to use it in the case we ever go back to the pit again to try to take it down in the far future. That be possible?
Well, we can certainly talk to them about an addendum. Although, if we were going to take down the pit itself, I don't see why they wouldn't be all for helping us.
Great.
Seems reasonable.
Well, then should we get this thing fixed as soon as possible, friends?
You want to go tonight? We can go
maybe
tonight
not.
if you'd like.
Tomorrow, whatever.
I would like a nap. I mean,
I think that we should probably
just
sleep.
Quite right.
Then in the morn, we can have
Shall we go
Puff,
first thing in
Eloise,
the
and Cornelia possibly go with you to talk to them, and Dresden and I will stay behind, obviously.
Certainly. That
Great.
could be possible.
We don't get to go.
Well, no, we. Funny. All right.
Trust is probably just asleep throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, Trust is very tired. She was like at her wit's end all
Having
night
lost
long.
the love of her life.
Paranoid. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so you guys kind of hunker down for the night. The fire kind of burns out a little bit, and you're sleeping for a couple hours.
James, sorry. I have a lot to do. Can I just stay up all night and get some magic stuff done?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Idiot.
But before I went to bed, I asked Rezik, I said, hey, make sure you look into those scrolls we got a while ago. And then I fell asleep.
Yes, I definitely will. Thank you for the reminder.
Hey man, to stay up and do all that work that I don't want to do.
I got a bowl full of fish, so I'm gonna pack it in. But
You've been really slacking, man. You gotta get to work. All right. Sure. What would you get for your Constitution save?
I got a 14.
Okay. What are you doing tonight? Like, exactly what are you doing?
So I'm going to definitely look at the 3 scrolls, because I've been waiting for 2 weeks to know what those are, and I'm super excited.
Okay.
I'm going to definitely look at that red leather book we found in the Bourgeois dungeon that I never read because I'm stupid. And I wanted to do one more thing. It was between painting my nails or doing this other more important thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and also before everybody goes to bed, I'm gonna ask them if they would like. I could also draw. Oh, I have to draw the amulet, but I can also draw your loved ones who are in the pit, and then that way you have a drawing of them if you ever forget them or if we need to find them for you.
That's really nice.
Great offer. That is very nice of you. I think that's a great idea.
Great. Pup?
She looks like Mother.
I know. Yeah, we'll probably know. Sorry, but I can still draw him if you'd like.
Yeah. She's really, really gray, and she has like her eyes are like mine, and that's why I made my eyes like mine. And then she has like a little cut out of her ear on her left ear, and like the tips are like more darker than the rest of the fur that's like more gray, and she has like a little tail that has like a little in it, you know. And then she's like, it looks really, she's like really smart, so make sure you draw her to look really smart, but then also she's like really vicious, but she's really, really sweet also. It depends actually if she ate that day, so maybe we should take a picture when she ate that day so that she looks really sweet. Or she probably has not eating very well, so it's probably actually a better idea if we make it so she looks like hungry, so make her look really and then
then I just go on describing that for like 2 whole minutes.
And I draw a very detailed wolf. So I got that. And what's your sister's name, by the way?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know what my mother's name was until you told me her name was Mother.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be your sister, I guess then.
Oh, her name's Sister?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So we both have sisters. That's pretty cool.
Whoa, our sisters have sister. But I thought that was Ava, not Sister.
Oh, well, Eva is. So it's a little confusing because basically, the sister part is kind of where she fits in my family unit, and Eva is more of the given name my parents gave to her. It's a little confusing. Yeah, we'll just say they're both. Yours is sister, mine is sister, and we'll just also Eva.
Okay, so I'll make.
I'm a sister.
It's a very diplomatic answer.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
I mean,
Fair.
also,
I just give you the space, and then I turn around and I just fall asleep.
Tight.
Rez, I mean, I like Camden, but I don't think I'd call him a loved one, you know.
Oh yeah, no, and I can draw him from memory. You don't have to. It's fine.
I'm just, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, like I think he's a cool guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just like Tuck from back in the day. You remember
I've been
Tuck?
drawing. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh right. Anyway, Kelvin, so describe
I'll
Ander.
describe Ander. Yeah, it's really easy. Ander looks like me, but he has a mustache.
Oh, great.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's really easy. He's only a few years older. We're very nearly identical,
Okay.
except he has a
Easy.
mustache.
Thank you. And then Cornelia, unfortunately, you don't remember Myrtle, but you said your family was also missing as well. Your parents were also missing as well, right?
Well, they were at the gate at Capital City the last time I saw them, and they were arrested, but I assume they're back in the forest now, but I don't know, maybe they're still in the city now that I'm thinking about it. They usually just I don't know.
Well, I have a feeling that anyone that got in trouble here is probably put there immediately, unfortunately, so we might find them as well. Do you want drawings of your parents, or
Yeah, they're
just in case?
They're very old. They're short like me, and my mom's actually smaller. My dad has a cane. He walks. He's got a hump in his back. Very long beard. It's gray. And they're just little old gnome people. Like, they're just so cute.
I'm sure. Great. Thank you very much. And I draw them all up, and then I move on to my next task, which is to read that, or to find out what the scrolls are. That's the first thing I want to do for sure.
All right, so you can spend about 4 hours looking at the scroll, and these scrolls, you know, they're written in some kind of arcane text by whoever scribed them, but it's like a puzzle, right? It's like doing a really long Sudoku, really. So you could probably just pick one and start getting through it, and you know, it's less of a matter of like being able to read it or not, and more of a matter of just like it just takes time. It's very long. Think of it as like a cryptocurrency mining. You just gotta grind through it. Get that Bitcoin.
This is Rezik's version of D&D, where I love D&D. He loves to study and to work on stuff like this. So he is.
Yeah. So it's really
right
like So you have those 3 scrolls. Some of them seem more instantly. Some of them seem more complex. Some of them just have more runes, more angles, more sides. So it's going to take longer.
Great. Okay.
So you really just need to pick one and start with it. So you have like the more complex ones, and you have one that's a lot more simple.
I'll start with simple.
Okay. Yeah, you take the simplest one. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
As you spend about 4 hours really looking through this.
That's a 19.
A 19. All right. Yeah. So very quickly, only about two hours in ish, you start reading it and you realize it's a spell you've heard of before. You read about all the incantations and what it does, and the spell you've heard of called Fairy Fire. It's something. It's a spell that was stolen from the elves during the last war. And you know it as a spell that kind of like highlights or illuminates somebody, like a target, and that just like it's like glitter. It's like a glitter bomb that sticks to somebody and just shines brightly, which makes it hard to escape, hard to run away, hard to hide, and hard to defend yourself. And it's about it's about 2 or 3 hours in. You kind of finish it, and you're like, oh, all right, it's kind of neat.
Very, very cool. That is, let's see, that's not on the wizard spell list. So I probably couldn't learn that then, right?
Well, you can try. You can certainly try.
Okay, cool. Do I need to spend more time then to add it to my spell book?
Yeah, it would follow all the same spell book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll go ahead and do another one of the more intricate ones then, I guess.
Okay.
Just to figure out what it is.
So the other 2 seem about the same depth of intricacy. So you just start on one of them. Are you going to spend another 4 hours? It's kind of like 4 hours, a block of time, and you may finish early, but sure. So give me another Arcana check.
That would be a 15.
A 15. So you spend 4 hours and you get about 3/4 of the way into this scroll before your eyes start blurring. You're just like, after you've worked on a project for so long, your brain just starts turning to mush. And it's right about that time, Eva, who is just sleeping, kind of wakes up and you hear this, "Hey, Rezi, what you up to?" And she kind of walks over and looks at your scroll.
Hi, Eva. I'm just, messing with some books like I usually do. How are you doing?
Books.
I forgot. I bought you a present. And I go through my bag and I pull out that like dumb looking wood carved duck. And I'm like,
and she seems to really like it. She tries to take it from you, but her hand touches it just for a second, and then her hand kind of goes through it. She's like, "That's weird. Here, put it in my hands."
Okay, yeah, let's try one more time.
So you put it in her hands, and it slowly, like, there's a resistance, but it slowly slips through her hands and then falls and hits the ground. And you can see her face is like just perplexed. She's just looking at her hands. That's weird. Is this a special magic duck?
Yes, it takes a while to be able to, you know, play with it and stuff, but eventually you'll be able to. It just kind of can go through things. It's very cool.
The duck can go through things?
It's a trick I'm playing with right now. So eventually you'll be able to hold it. You have to just keep trying.
It doesn't go through the floor.
Yes, because that's one of the rules. It can't go through floors or walls.
Wow. That is a dumb duck.
It is a pretty dumb duck, yes.
And you see her trying to poke it, and her fingers just can't quite get enough grip on it and move it. And as she's doing that, you see her kind of just like look up, kind of startled, down down the path, the tube of the sewer, straight into the land of the darkness back there. She looks, and she kind of stands behind you a little bit, staring off into that darkness. And she looks up at you and she says, "I think they're watching us."
Who's watching us?
The faceless people. They're just watching us.
Oh. All right. Well, don't worry. I'm here. Just stay behind me.
Yeah.
I'll try to walk a little further and see if I can see anything.
As you walk towards it, she's like, "No, Rezi, don't go down there.
It's okay.
They're right
fine.
there. You can't see them?"
Oh no. No, I can't. Can you help me see them?
I can try. And she really grips your hand. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. That
What'd you get?
is a 12.
A 12. So you kind of like, this is like something you've never experienced before. You sharing this kind of back and forth bond of your very life essence. But you kind of feel yourself kind of your consciousness slip closer, like down to her level, almost as if you're seeing for the first time kind of what she's seeing. And it's weird because like you see yourself and you see everybody else, but everyone else is like their faces, like Dresden. You look at Dresden and he's just featureless. It's in a way he's still a human. Yeah, exactly like that. It looks the same. But he's featureless. And then you look up to where she was looking, and those beings that you had seen, and they're just standing in the sewers. Deep, hundreds thick. And in the front of them, they're like walking towards you, grasping for you, but they can't move any closer. And you see one of them is this decrepit looking withered creature with its neck just mutilated and its face withered, and on top of it you see like this spectral eagle helmet, and it's just like slinking towards you, and you can't tell if it's just like a trick of the eyes or what, but it's like he's almost getting closer and closer and closer, but staying the same. It's like walking in place, and you can't tell if they're getting any closer.
Jeez.
And as quickly as it happens, you're right back to where you are. And as you do that, Eva kind of like falls, almost stumbles. She seems dizzy. She seems weak.
Oh, Eva, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just need to rest for a little bit. I'm a little tired. And she just kind of falls asleep in your arms.
Okay. And I just sit back down. That was weird. Yeah, can I try? I don't know. I've already tried to determine before in the dungeon. Can I try to determine again, like, what is happening? Like, is this are these spirits? Is this magic? What am I seeing? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, maybe roll a history check.
Okay. That is an 18.
18. You've never heard of any magic like this. You don't know, but you know that, like, from your studies, Core can do a lot of weird things that are unexpected, that kind of supersede the natural laws of magic and mess up, even the laws of nature. So, like, the fact that you're so close, one, to the pit, two, the bourgeois has just this massive amount of core energy that he's swirling around with. And the elves, there's so many different things that could be happening here. That could be something, or it could be, a spell, maybe something that the elves are working on that you don't know about. Some of that magic could be affecting this area. There's a lot of that, but you do kind of like get the feeling that it's not anything of and you draw your magic from the source, like a very lawful place, a very scientific place almost. Your spells follow rules and they follow orders almost. It's almost like your spells, if they were alive, they would be living computer code, if you would, that just determines, the nature of them. And these things just seem way out of the norm. So it could just be magic from a different source. You've heard of there's three different sources of magic. There's the law, there's the chaotic void, and then there's that balance of natural forces. So it's hard for you to determine, but you're pretty sure this doesn't come from anything on your side of the spectrum. Like, these things just seem too weird and they seem too off, and it's like incomplete, almost an incomplete spell. And you know that in your studies, like, if a spell was incomplete, it would just fail from your side.
Yeah.
And that's really all you can determine about these things for the very short amount of time you saw.
I'll have to definitely do some more research on this eventually. That's deeply unsettling. So yeah, I'm gonna just basically hold or let Eva just sit in my arms basically the rest of the night. But I'm gonna use Mage Hand to, like, keep working. And my other hand, like, I'll have, like, one hand with Eva and then the other hand's free. I'll have my Mage Hand also helping my free hand keep working on this spells that I have.
Yeah, so you kind of work through the spell scrolls for the rest of the night, but that feeling, that nagging feeling that there's just hundreds of these things just watching you perpetually, makes it impossible to concentrate. You only have about an hour left before everyone starts waking up. The sun starts to come up, and you really don't get any headway on the rest of this scroll.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you just don't have time to get into it.
Okay, then the very last thing is I want to read that red leather book we found in the Bourgeois dungeon, and I should have read that a long time ago. So I'll use my free hand to do that.
Yeah, you pull out that book, and you look through the many pages, and you find that it's got a small inscription written in what languages do you speak? Can you read?
I can speak and read Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Okay, it's written in Elven. It's just a small, like, paragraph inscription, and the rest of it looks like it's Elven, but it's just, like, a series. It would be like just a series of letters and numbers. It's complete gibberish, but the whole entire book is just filled with pages and pages of these, and they're very, very, very deliberate. And the inscription reads, "I played with fire and was snuffed out too soon. They could not even comprehend greatness. All they saw was fear. Rules, laws, morality, all self-imposed boundaries the weak use as an excuse for what they do not understand. Tomorrow will be the end. They have doomed themselves and me along with them. I say to anyone who might inherit my will, do not give in to fear, for just beyond fear lies greatness." And it's signed, and it's hard to read the insignia. It's like a symbol, like a family crest you would know. And it's just this stamped family crest that, I mean, you really don't know anything about elven households. So this is just like, you recognize what it is, but you'd have just no clue in your wildest dreams, you know, of answering it yourself. And then the rest of the, like, maybe 100 pages of this book are filled just to the brim of just this gibberish elven letters, numbers.
Okay. Cool. Wow. That's I have a lot of studying to do still. Okay, cool. So that'll be it for me for tonight. I will. And I drew the amulet and the loved ones. Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me for tonight. And I just pass out. Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Okay. Well, you pass out, and 10 minutes later, you see just those of you who are awake, Daladale just top of the morning to y'all.
I guess that would make me go, Mom?
yeah. Just like you fall into his lap. Well, hello there. Oh, were you keeping me warm all night? Thank you.
Keeping you quiet.
Oh, yeah, I've been known to make some noise here and there. Hope it didn't keep you up.
That's funny.
Pup just has
thought so.
bags. You've never seen Grumpy Pup. Pup is grumpy.
Yeah. But your belly feels like massaged because it was just like all night. It's just that.
I stay a little itchy.
Yeah. When you see Daladale pulling out some hairs, like you guys basically he just wakes everybody up. There's no chance of sleeping through. This guy's just up, cheery. He's not being discreet at all, just kind of clanking around in his backpack looking for stuff, whistling a little bit to himself.
Even me?
Yeah. You got about 10 minutes of sleep.
Hey!
Oh. There we go. Are we all gonna move around?
I will since I can't sleep yet, I'm gonna do my nails with some paint, some cheap paint. I couldn't find nail polish, just for fun. Hey!
Yeah!
What's wrong? Oh, I'm awake.
Yeah. Trust was sleeping through the night, and then you woke up to Daladale kind of being loud and boisterous and clanking through his bags and such.
Not a subtle pharaoh, is he?
No, he is not.
No, it's not.
Maybe we should shut up over there.
All right, well, shall we make some breakfast and hop to it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, make me some breakfast. I would be down for that.
Oh.
Yeah, you go.
You're making breakfast.
Yeah,
You
go turn
is
into a
not
dolphin.
useful, you know. You order us
Oh.
around a lot,
You-
around a lot.
You definitely don't want me making
You're right,
breakfast.
we don't.
We'll go buy the.
I'll tell you what, I just I have many skills, but cooking things that taste edible, it's not
Oh.
one of them.
What are your
For
other
sure.
skills then?
Well, I'd like to think that I could tell a mean joke or two.
I throw an
Okay,
arm
what
around
else?
Cassius and we walk off to buy breakfast for everyone.
What else?
Right. Well, I'm incredibly warm. I give great hugs.
Are you a snowman?
A snowman? No, I am an uncast man.
Joke for you, Frozen fan. Huh.
Well, after we have some breakfast, you think we should get going? Time is of the essence, as they say.
Who made you the leader?
Leader? No, I'm not the leader of anything. Just a humble suggestion.
Oh! Do you know the bubble game?
The bubble game.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't say that I'm aware of it.
Fitz! We're gonna teach him the bubble game. Come here.
The bubble game? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were past that.
No,
Let me
not.
play the bubble game again.
Yeah, we have to, because we have to. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna see who can catch a bubble in their mouth the longest. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
And Fitz kind of. And Daladale just kind of looks at you guys. Well, good luck with that. You guys keep at it.
Too.
Oh no,
It's
my
not a
cheeks
game,
can't
it's
do
a
that. You see the
three-person
long
game.
snout. The long snout
No,
makes it
no.
impossible.
No, you can do it.
Hmm.
You
Well, I'll try it later. How about that?
No, you try right now, or she's not gonna get breakfast.
Otherwise,
I pat
What
Pup
about
on
breakfast?
the back and I'm like, it's a nice try, love.
Since I'll be awake for breakfast anyway, I'm painting
Ear
my
scratches.
nails.
I give ear scratches.
Does anybody else want their nails painted while I'm doing this?
What colours you got?
I have all the colors of the rainbow.
Make them black. My hand and my claws.
Black for you, Cornelia. What do you want?
I want red.
You got it. Pop, anything?
and as you guys do that, you guys kind of see Rezik's got just these giant bags under his eyes, and the whites of his eyes are a little red. You don't know if he was into some core last night. You just don't know. Some Donji leaves. Something's up.
So got the mage hand holding up a cup of water. I'm using that, using some paint.
So he's
Putting it
pretty
on.
busy and distracted right now, making everyone pretty, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I want my pretty rock.
You have a pretty ingot. Why do you want the whole? Why do you want the rock?
I want the rock.
Oh God, dang it!
All right. Give me a stealth check and then a sleight of hand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be watching Rezik
Oh.
and asking how he does this with the mage hand. Like, that's very cool. Where do I get one of those?
Oh, I can show you a few techniques. This is actually one of the first things you learn when you go to the academy. It took me a few months, but eventually I got it. And I kind of start talking about different ways that I was able to learn how to do mage hand and tell her a whole story about it.
All right, Pup. And then give me your sleight of hand. It has to be with disadvantage because you don't know where it is in the bag.
Yeah. So I only rolled stealth so far. So for stealth, I got a 16.
16. All right, so you managed to sneak over there. Everyone else can see you, but Rezik. So do what you will with that information. And then
And
give me a
for sleight of
disadvantage sleight of hand. Yeah.
Disadvantage sleight of hand is 14.
14. So you guys see her reach into his bag, rustle around a bit, and then pull out a wafer
I'm
stone.
watching closely, but I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
you guys are just watching. And then
I just
you got it. He
I
seems
pocket it.
he seems so you pocket it and then
Mhm.
and then
I'm
what?
gonna go like this.
Yeah,
And then,
Rezik.
That's
you
the
notice
way it is
for the-
like.
yeah. You notice they're
Are
watching
we gonna
something?
have a tiny addict pup on our hands? Because I feel like.
No.
Yeah.
God damn it.
For the black nails, do you want maybe something cool like a white streak through the middle of each nail, or maybe like a kind of thunder-looking kind of wave in the middle of it, or just black?
Oh, make them as fearsome as you can, artist boy.
All right.
totally different
And I
name.
just like start like making
All right,
like
Rezik, give me a performance check, but with disadvantage because you're tired.
And while he's doing that, we're just looking for like any street stall that makes like morning hashers or pancakes or anything, and just like a pile.
Yeah, it would be
We'll
fine.
just come back, right?
Yeah, there's that. I mean, there's that bakery.
Perfect. Yeah.
They had all those different kinds of breads and
Yeah.
probably cheese croissant.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're getting.
And I'll do a Starbucks check on the way back.
Little ham. Yeah. What'd you get, Rez?
I got an 11.
An 11. All right. Yeah. So he actually does a really good job. Your nails look fierce AF. I mean, it's like you had a professional artist just do your nails one by one.
Absolutely exquisite, Isaac. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, you're welcome. All right, on to the Reds.
So you guys managed to get some breakfast. It's no more than 2 silver for a whole set of like provisions for the group. They come back. They bring you all those cheese and bread filled with butter. And you guys are well fed. And you have a little bit of fish from last night left over, which kind of goes well, and little nuggets within this bread.
We'll call it bagels and locks.
Can I go over to Pup and not take away her rock, but just like give her a nice little like talk on the dangers of addiction? But I'm not taking it from you. I just want
All right.
it's yours.
All right. Well, give us a talk about addiction.
Right. Pup. Hi, Pup. I see you got the rock from Rezik, and I'm not gonna take it. It's yours. I'm not gonna tell him about it. It's all yours. Want it fair and square. What are you gonna do with that? You're just gonna keep it because it's shiny and purple and nice?
Yeah, it's really pretty, and it was a present to me, and it was the first thing that I got back. It was one of the first things I got from my friendship coins. That I just thought that it'd be cool to keep, because when we were in my cave and we saw the things that were shiny and really pretty.
Oh yeah, those were real nice.
Yeah.
All right, great. I won't tell Rezik anything about it. My lips.
Yeah, plus he took it away, and that was really mean. He didn't even. I'm gonna take it away from you. Keep it with me, as if I can't protect things. I'm so. I usually actually probably almost always die, and you guys help me up. But I want to get stronger so I can prove that I can keep this safe too.
I think that's very beautiful. It's like a pet rock, and I am for it. All right.
Yeah, I mean keep it safe.
All right. Sounds good. And I walk away satisfied that she's not just trying to
Your nails look cool.
overdose. Thank you very much. Rezik's very talented.
Oh, can I see if they feel different?
Yes.
I want pets.
I give scritches.
All right. So after that, you guys get all packed up.
Up in truck, BFF Pharrell.
You guys are all packed up, and you guys heading out to Lexatrea. Lexatrea?
Mm-hmm. That place.
Yeah. So you guys start walking through the town, heading up northwest towards that little district that's just above the markets. But Rezik, you guys get there's a big
and I aren't with them.
Oh, that's right. You're staying behind.
Yeah.
Trust, you want to come with us?
Are you guys gonna do anything while you're there? You guys gonna do anything else while they're off doing that? Or are you guys just hanging out?
I don't know. He said I couldn't go.
We're waiting for them to come
So
back.
go if you want to, but
right? Are you
Would
back
we
with
be
food?
would we be poorly received there?
Most likely, but you don't know. I mean,
Yeah, no. So
you guys
I'm
can go
thinking
anywhere
about-
else in the city if you want. If there's anything else you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll probably just go for a walk. You want to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. You look tired, bud.
I'm gonna need some coffee, but we can walk.
Get a coffee, you and me.
All right, so you guys go for a walk. The rest of
All your
you,
nails done.
non-humans, go with Daladale and Zuna
All right.
to the Elven district. You guys notice once you get there, Daye, this is not a place you've spent very much time. You've seen it a million times. It's right across Ascension Road. It's that giant crowstone road that splits the city in half. The markets, you've seen it, but you just don't go over there because at the Elven district, there's a lot of superstition. And I don't know, it's up to you if you believe it, but there's a lot of stories about how basically the elves will steal your soul, or if you go over there, you may not return, and elves can't be trusted, yada, yada, yada. Although a lot of people say those same things about you, or have. But when you get there, you notice immediately, like, the streets in this area are clean. And there's a lot of tall buildings with kind of almond-shaped roofs, and you also there's like this light scent of like a light floral scent is kind of in this area. And once you kind of go over there, you notice there's just flowers outside of every single house. There's a bunch of flowers, and they're all different shapes and sizes, but all of the petals are green. So there's just this massive green foliage. Even the stems are green, the petals are green, the pollen looks green in this area, and you see a few elves kind of wrapped in nice clothing walking purposefully around here. It doesn't look like anyone's strolling. It looks like someone's definitely going, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going there. There's no one really loitering around. As far as elves, there's a few elves that are outside, like gardening and tending to the plants, but other than that, there's no one. There's really no one hanging out, and you see that people of Capital City are going. There's a few people who will cross through this district who really don't look like they care much, but most people kind of go out of their way to avoid this area and circumvent it. And you guys walk deeper and deeper into this district. And you notice, like, from windows, people are staring at you. You're definitely being watched. Your group, your interesting-looking group. And Zuna kind of leads you to one of the taller, larger buildings, and it has this big, almost brass-adorned door with studs in it. It looks like a very solid piece of hard wood, and she takes this huge knocker and just hits the door, which it kind of vibrates. You hear that like deep booming sound of this huge brass knocker. You laugh now. I can't say it without. Yeah.
While we walked and while we're here too, I've been very interested in plants and flowers, so I've been kind of like paying extra attention to them.
Yeah, you look and you see a lot of familiar flowers and foliage. It looks identical to all the different flowers and things you've seen and known. It's just that the petals are green. That's the only difference. And you've never seen anything like that particularly. Yeah. But you see it, you notice it, everything smells correct as far as that floral scent smells natural.
If I glance around and I don't see anyone nearby, can I just take a quick little and throw it in my bag?
You're gonna pick one of the flowers?
I would like to very carefully make sure no one can see me first before taking a snip of a flower.
Roll a perception check.
Freaking make it.
Actually, roll a sleight of hand, and I'm gonna roll your perception check.
Okay. Ooh. That's not good.
So you look around, and you notice like no one's really looking. For the most part, like you can't really see through a lot of the windows just because of the way that the sun reflects off of these windows, and there's a bunch of tall windows kind of overlooking this whole area. So there's a lot of like question marks.
Oh, well, then I probably wouldn't do it. I mean, if it seemed like
like
I'm probably being watched by someone, unless it was like a dark corner and there was no windows around, no people around.
Yeah.
It was very clear, like, oh, this is a good opportunity to.
well, yeah, and the
I don't
way
want to
these
take something from
buildings,
someone's garden.
the way that these buildings are, you don't want to take something unless no one can see you.
Well, of course.
The way that these buildings are is they're rounded and they have that point, but that means that there's windows almost all the way 360 in a lot of these buildings, and there's not a lot of nooks and crannies. And it's not that you can see anybody; you don't see anybody watching you. There's no one on the streets. You just can't, like, you're looking through all the windows and with the reflection of the glass, it's impossible to know for sure if someone's watching you.
Yeah, I think I would be in a terrible position to steal something from someone's garden when I think they might be watching me. So I'm going to change my mind on that action. Let's not. But I
Is there anyone around?
and appreciate them.
Again, there's just the rare. You do catch a few glances of people watching you through windows, and there is every once in a while one or two elves in nice clothing and shawls, just kind of moving purposefully through this area from
Can
house
I
to
hail
house.
one over?
Yeah. So
Hello,
And-
I need help.
and you see two elves. They look younger. They're small and very thin. With their wrappings, it's hard to tell. Male, female. They look very androgynous. They're very like angular though.
Mhm.
Their faces seem very angular and soft. And they kind of look in your direction and stop, but eye you suspiciously.
And then I respond in Elvish.
I have a really important question. I need your help real quick, if that's okay.
And they kind of look at each other. And Zuna kind of walks up. Pup, what are you doing?
I continue just in Elvish.
I wondered. I've never seen anything this pretty, and I had questions about it.
The flowers?
Yeah.
What kind of questions? I can answer them. And she kind of waves them off, and she says, "We're fine, thank you." And they kind of
Thank
hurry
you.
off.
Have a good day. Bye.
I turn to
And
Zuna.
as you start screaming, you notice
Again, this is
5
all in Elvish.
come out to the windows, just looking like, what the hell?
And then
is going
I'm waving at him.
Yeah, you notice Zuna's cheeks are just bright red, like Cullen's shirt. They're just bright red. She's like, "We can talk about the flowers later. Please let us move forward."
I wanted one.
Well, maybe if we ask permission, they will give you one.
That's why I was getting people over to ask.
Yes, they don't. We don't know if they own any of the flowers here. Let's ask the homeowners quickly.
Okay,
quickly.
and then I knock on the door.
Like, as that happens, you hear like this huge lock kind of slid to the side, and as the door opens, you see this old-looking, drawn face, elven, but very, very, very old in fine-looking clothes. And that's where we're gonna take a break. Because hello, everybody. Welcome back from our break. Daye has some cookies she'd like to share with everybody.
There's a llama and an alpaca. Ooh,
It's the best of both worlds.
And a
Why is your
Christmas
alpaca red?
cactus.
To eat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh, yeah,
looks
she
like a
did
cactus that was
gingerbread
ripped out of the
house.
ground.
I did Christmas. I made Christmas cookies the other day. The only cookie
beautiful.
cutters I had were llamas and cacti. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of
Anywho, old elven woman.
trying to beat some
Old elven woman opens this big
I thought it was a man with a
wooden
beard.
door. Old.
That's my dad.
old looking woman. She doesn't move slowly, but you can look at her face, and for an elf to be old is
Gilding the lily.
strange. You've never really even seen an elf that looked anything other than just young or adult. So this woman is just very, very old, and she opens the door, and you see Zuna make a very, very deep, courteous bow to this woman as she opens the door.
I look at Zuna. I look at her. I look at Zuna. I look at her. I look at Zuna. And I look at her. And I bow.
Okay.
I also bow.
Either of you guys bowing?
Yeah, I flourish.
I do like the most, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen, like, Rezik do, like, a very formal, so I do, like, the most, like, formal.
Okay. You make a Rezik bow, which everyone knows is, like, just extra as hell.
We all copy Rezik's bow.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, it's just called the Rezik. This older-looking elfin woman looks left, like kind of looks at each of you one by one, takes you all in, sees Zuna, and then motions you inside, and walks away slowly.
This is the house with the green flowers?
Well, all the houses in this area have green flowers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Daladale kind of, in his bumbling way, just kind of walks in.
I follow.
And Zuna walks into the door, expectantly waiting for you guys to enter in, and then she can close it. Assuming you guys are all following her in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you guys enter in, and there's like a soft glow. Once you get inside that big door, Zuna closes the door, and you don't see any locks, but you hear just kind of like a clicking sound as this door just kind of latches into place. This walkway is the entranceway to this building is actually pretty narrow. It's just a little bit narrower than you're used to. It's not anything like it's just. It just throws you off a little bit when you're walking through the room. You're just kind of feeling a little claustrophobic. And there's these tall doors. And you notice when you walk into the center of this big round building, you can see straight up. There's just a hole all the way straight up to the top of this steeple-like almond roof. And it seems like this whole building has been built around the outside of this thing, swirling up. Zuna kind of walks, and you see the stairway that starts in the back of the room, but Zuna kind of shoos you onto there's a small like a landing on the first floor with some like a table. It's like almost like a tea room with some couches and pillows and such just off to the side. And she kind of motions for you guys over there as you see that old woman kind of start going up the stairs, just slowly walking up the stairs and off into a room above you guys to where you can't see. And as you're looking around, there's like the soft glow of this room gives very vibrant orange hues to the wood in this room. And all the wood here looks new, fresh. The wood almost looks alive in this place. It doesn't even look like it's been cut or cured or anything. The wood looks just living. It's almost a breathing material, which kind of is unsettling on its own. And you notice that everything in this room is immaculately carved and made. There you see some tables and such. The legs are very ornate. Everything is just way over the top, especially Trust. You've been used to living upstairs in like the attic of a 2-bit bar, and so this place is like, this is what life could be, and it's just not that far from where you actually were living. So it's just like it's a very different, and it's hard to tell because you look around and it seems like the light is like flickering. The soft glow is flickering off the walls, but the light itself seems to be just coming from a lot of different areas. Very similar to like what a dancing lights would do if it was moving and swirling around you. So there's just these lights, almost like fireflies going on and off. And you guys, when you get to the tables, you notice there's a set of what looks like cookies and some tea and some really nice porcelain glassware, or what do they call it? Biscuits, if you will. Yeah, and there's just that stuff.
Profit.
You see Dalladale just kind of walks over to the couch and then starts picking out like 15 cookies and puts them all in his little tea tray. So he's just got this whole little round fan of cookies, and he pours himself some tea and just like a child just starts munching down on these things sitting on the couches. What are you guys doing?
Did you just have breakfast?
I'm gonna go pour some tea and eat some cakes.
Yeah. All right. So you get these cakes, and they have like they're really they're these crumbly, dry cakes, and they almost have like this light almond flavor to them, and they're very, very, very light. And then the tea itself, it's light, but it lingers. The taste lingers in a good way, like this herbal tea. And as you guys are waiting around, maybe 10 minutes later, you start hearing footsteps coming down, and you see a woman in what looks like gold clothing. It's almost like fibers made out of pure gold. Maybe not quite as shiny as gold, but you'd be hard pressed to call it anything else. It's just like almost pure gold clothing with these white stone accents. It looks like this thin stone has been carved and crafted immaculately to fit in the little grooves of her clothing. And she has hair that wraps around her head a few times, and it's an opposite, like it's almost like a swirl, and then it comes and flows down her back in a long ponytail that almost reaches the ground. And she kind of walks very, very poised and very deliberately, walks down the stairs, almost floats as she moves down these stairs and turns the corner. She sees you all and bows just ever so politely. And Zuna immediately stands up and bows much deeper than the older woman who opened the door. And you just see Zuna like nervous, that very nervous energy Zuna has as she's just bowing. This woman comes, moves towards Zuna and raises her up, just very elegant and slight, just lifts her up. And you notice this woman
Who redeemed? Listen to Nathan. Who redeemed him?
Oh no, Nathan was in the room the whole time. This woman, she lifts Zuna up, and when she gets closer, you notice she doesn't look any different than most of the elves. There's nothing specific about her. She's got these light eyes and very angular features like the other elves, and obviously her clothes are like bougie as hell. But there's just like this energy she has, this presence she has it's not even making you nervous. It feels heavy, almost like everywhere she goes, the air itself is thick with just her being. And she raises Zuna up, and she turns to all of you. I welcome you to my home. I see you are enjoying the cookies.
Sorry.
Hi, what's your name?
Well, hello there. They call me one sec. I messed up.
I tried to do a Cullen and I regret it.
Random name.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, sorry. I had the wrong page. I was like, damn it, I did that again.
Wow.
They call me Crinoline F.
Crinoline F?
Crinoline F. And Zuna kind of stands up and says, Crinoline is daughter to the matriarch of Moragana. She is, as you would call people, royalty here. She is
Moragana?
Moragana.
Moragana. I was like,
yeah. And you see, like, Zuna's, like, very, very, again, nervous, trying to, like, explain this away. And Cullen turns to you. I believe Zuna has filled you in on my proposition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has.
Maybe.
Trust.
The one from last week.
Oh, okay, that'll help us.
Yeah.
But we had to give it back to them when we're done.
Yes. Yes. They'll finish it, but yes.
Mhm.
got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really. Wait, before we talk about that, can I ask you something that's really important?
Yes.
And then I ask in Elvish.
Can I please have one of those pretty flowers in your front yard? I've never seen one before, and it was really cool. I've never seen a green flower before. Did you make them green? Can you teach me how to make them green? Because I've never seen a green flower before, and they're so pretty, but you're also very pretty, and I've just never seen so many pretty things before. Can I just...
And Zuna kind of steps to like, yes, we've talked about the deal. I think
Wait,
we've
no,
reached
you didn't answer my question!
I will. And Zuna kind of under her breath, I will get you a flower. Just please stop.
And
And,
I look at Krillin.
Wait, but what... Can I...
I
And
guess
Krillin
like
kinda
the
looks
most
at you
like
guys all,
biggest,
puppy dog.
most puppy dog, dumb idiot eyeballs.
Yeah, and Krillin seems to be unaffected. It doesn't seem like she clocks it. It doesn't seem like she's unaware, but she turns to you. May I see the artifact?
Why don't you just...
Patience, pup, patience.
Yeah... But we have some questions about it.
Questions?
Yeah, like we were talking about, like, yeah, we're gonna use it and it's cool that you help us and stuff, but also, like, it's okay if we give it back, but, like, if we need it sometimes, can we have it back too? Like, is there a way we can borrow it back sometimes? Because, like, we're doing this now to get our friends out of the pit, but then if we later want to take down the pit, can we get it back then?
Well, a future
Or can you
use...
help us? Can we be best friends?
Unfortunately, my duties would keep me from being your best friend, though it does sound like fun.
Yes. Yes.
Future use of this artifact would have to be a separate negotiation for this hypothetical situation you see in the future.
I don't think it's hypothetical. I think that we're gonna destroy everything. That's bad.
Be that as it may, I cannot make promises towards future hypothetical situations. It leaves too many gray areas, as you see.
I was a little curious as to what you would do with it, having it, since you seem to keep to yourselves and not make waves.
Well, it would help us, as you say, keep to ourselves in a more efficient manner.
For good? Or are you overthrowing shit?
No. I assure
Hey,
you we
they're
have...
gonna throw their poop? I don't expect that at them.
As you say that,
That's
like,
kind of
Tuna
rude.
runs over and like grabs your mouth, like, oh, come on, no, she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
I thought she was gonna throw shit. That's the poop. Is she picking up Justin's eggs?
You notice, Cornelia, you kind of notice when this woman walked down the stairs, Dalladale immediately stopped eating, wiped the crumbs off, and is now sitting kind of stiff, as you would have noticed.
Bet he is.
Different than obviously he was before. You've noticed he's like, even he's a little bit like, like make a good impression. That's just something you clock. His demeanor being kind of back where you are. Zuna kind of covering Pup's mouth as best as she can. Zuna says, well, we should give them the amulet if we're going to make this exchange. Do one of you have it?
Oops. I don't have it.
One of us would have grabbed it in the morning. They probably would have given it to someone responsible, Kel-wise.
I grabbed it.
And I grabbed it from him.
Yeah, and so I will
Do it.
very graciously bow and hand it over.
Okay. You hand it to her, and you see Crinoline just kind of look at it. Very inspecting it, like the curves, the symbols, and she just, after a few minutes, I see. Yes, you're all missing one rune. I can place this on here. It may take me some time, the better part of the afternoon. But by nightfall, I should have it finished.
We're of the understanding that this would make us invisible to an extent. Is that your take on this as well? Is that what you foresee this doing?
Yes. Well, it trades sight for sight. So you would be invisible to other eyes, scrying, but it would take your sight as well. It is a trade, a balance of sorts.
Somebody has to be wearing it
Yes.
So
for it to work.
what is the rune that's missing? What's it gonna help with if it's not that no one goes blind?
Well, it is unbalanced as this sort. As you see, and she points to one of the runes, the chaos rune here, which removes you from sight. The balance rune here, which brings equilibrium to the two. It is missing the last rune, which should balance out the chaos to even out the negative spaces.
Huh?
So, sorry, is the one that's missing the balance rune, or is it, what's the rune that's missing then?
Well, the law rune is here. The balance rune.
Law rune.
As you've seen
the
before, it's
balance
a chaotic space, as I might imagine, as law and chaos fight each other. There is no intermediary to bring the balance between the two, and that is what I can provide for you.
Well, please.
Yeah.
It would be.
Who wants to be
enormously-
blind?
Well,
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'll do it. I have very good sense of.
started on this immediately,
True.
and I shall keep. I shall put this in your care, awaiting its return when you are finished with it. Immediately upon using it in the pit.
Wait! What if one of us dies in the pit and it gets lost forever?
That is a risk. But
Well, I know, but what does that mean for you? Like, did you have to go
I
and get
don't
it then?
see-
I don't want you to go in there.
Well, I don't see any of you wanting to die, so it is a risk I'm willing to take. That you
Of
care about your
question.
lives.
Madam Crinoline, I have a question.
Yes.
So, the deal right now is we give it back to use once we've used it in the pit. Here's what I'm seeing though. We're gonna be immediately wanted and sought after the pit. Can we not at least have it for like a week afterwards to hide from those that would kill us for doing this thing out of the goodness of our hearts for our friends and family?
Well, I would expect if you were wanted, you would want to leave the area immediately. And then how would I get it back from you?
Not if we were hiding right under their noses.
Probably with Dalladale. He seems useful, I
Yeah.
think.
Maybe
Apparently, he
send
says.
somebody with us.
Says he's useful.
Maybe you
I don't
can
know.
send.
Yeah, I like Cornelia's idea. Maybe you send a ward with us to ensure that you get it back.
A ward?
Yeah, maybe.
You already said it was dangerous enough that you might lose your life, and you want me to risk one of my citizens' lives along with you.
It's a suggestion to make sure that you can get to this back, the amulet.
Is
in
your
case we
word
have to
not
go a
enough?
separate way. Well, we could it is enough. It was an option. Okay? Sorry, lady.
We're just trying to say, if you really want it back, and it means that much to you, then perhaps some help would be of both of our assistances.
A help. Do you know how
Wait,
to
he's helping us
enchant
by finishing it.
items? Do you know what goes into enchanting things such as this?
No, can you teach me?
It sounds like something that would be terrible to lose, and we would hate to have that happen.
It takes life, experience, memories. You put all of those things are sacrificed into an item such as this to enact permanence of a magical nature. I am giving you a part of my life to make this. If you don't think that is worthy, then by all means, find someone else willing to give a part of themselves if this deal does not seem amenable to you.
No, that seems worthy. I'm sorry. We're just real confused. We're not getting a lot of information here. I'm sorry.
Oh! I have an idea.
Yes, Pop.
What if, after we're done, we go hide with my other best friend? Not you, Crinoline, because we're like secret best friends. But like my other best friend, and then we hide with him for like a week, and then we have Elladale bring it back, and then we make our escape. A week later. That way we are still in the city, and then everyone kind of mostly gets what they want.
I'm okay with it. I don't really want to stick around here anyway afterwards. Nothing here for me.
So I give you this amulet for a week. Is that what you're
After
saying?
we're done.
In a week's time, you can return this amulet to me.
In a week's time after we're done in the pit. And I bet
After
one
you're-
of us can send you probably like
Problem
a
with
message, like
that-
can get a letter to you. Or I bet you're really
very-
powerful and you can talk to us. Or like we could probably like teach like a bird how to fly or something. Or maybe a fish can like swim down and give us a message. Or maybe like if you whisper, if you like yell really loud, like we'll be able to hear you from the other side of the city. Or maybe no one's gonna
I can
cut me
agree.
off. Please.
Nope.
A week.
Nope.
I shall give you a week.
Wait, now you think we're gonna do this whole thing in a week? 1 week's time?
Yeah, we
Like
can't.
into the pit?
We need more help.
Oh,
You
how
all seem
about
very
a week?
unsure of yourselves.
A week from when you finish. How
like
long
you
is
have
this gonna take you? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Crinoline!
How long
Crinoline,
is this gonna take you to finish?
like she said, like most of the day.
Oh! How about we keep it with you until we're ready and then we can have it for a week?
We're already wanted, Pup.
I can agree to this. 1 week. You come to me, I shall put it in your care for 1 week.
Can we stay? Can we hide here?
No.
We don't want to.
Unfortunately, you're not welcome here.
Why?
Pup! I'll explain it to you later.
And I make myself look like her.
Mhm.
But I want to be welcome here.
She looks at you and kind of cocks her head.
I do it like the
And
opposite way. Like that's
Zuna
not
immediately like grabs you and starts shaking you like, no, stop. I'm so sorry. Zuna starts bowing, and Crinoline kind of just very unamused, and takes the amulet and starts walking upstairs. Just leaves.
So about that flower then, I'm just gonna take one on the way out.
And Zuna's like, no, you're not. You're not going to touch her flowers. This is the matriarch's
I
daughter.
am.
You will not touch any of the flowers.
She said that I could. She said that we're best friends.
Yes. Thank you so much. And that older woman starts walking down the stairs, and she
Is that
makes
your
it
mom?
to about the third step and just waits and bows very gratefully. And Zuna's like, "All right, everyone out immediately! Out! She's like
Them's a
desperately trying
stocky lot.
to shoo you guys out of the door.
Pop.
Please,
That negotiation didn't go as planned.
please, out. We can talk about this outside or in the sewers or anywhere else you want, but not here.
I do this to the old lady.
All right, you Rezik to the old lady.
But like to grab her hand and like touch my forehead like the very polite thing.
Okay, so you walk over to the stairs and you grab her hand and put it to your head, and the entire time Zuna's just like, oh, like boiling at this point.
Very much. The TUIs are lovely.
And the woman just nods. You don't get much of a reaction. All right.
Fine.
Are you guys all heading out?
Yeah.
On the way
so you
out.
guys
I'm
all.
gonna bow on my
Yeah, I didn't take any of the biscuits or
I didn't either.
cookies earlier, but now I definitely am.
That's in
You
my
guys
pocket.
Yeah.
grab some to-go biscuits. All right. And
Just as many as
that older woman like clocks you taking them, but she
Why
doesn't
have
stop
them
you
out?
anyway.
If you don't want us to eat them, God.
I look at her and stuff more in my pockets.
Yeah. Okay. You guys do that.
Correct eye contact.
Who watches this? Dalladale starts like, okay, let's, let's, I'll get you some biscuits outside. We can get biscuits somewhere else. Let's just take it outside. Take it outside.
I round on Dalladale and I say, listen, we're risking our lives for these people, for our friends, for things that can benefit everyone. And if they can't even shed a modicum of respect, they don't get any back either.
Yep, I'm
And
definitely
then
seeing. I'm
what?
definitely seeing why the elves keep themselves separate from all of us. Let's just get out. Let's get out of here now, shall we?
I take a flower on the way out.
Okay, so you pick one of their flowers. You cut one of the flowers, and you almost hear a soft cry, like a child, like a sad, just like, and then you see the stem almost immediately start wilting, and Zuna just loses her mind, grabs you and just starts marching you, and you see the whole vine.
It's like by my scruff, like a puppy.
You see the vine just start breaking, and it goes all the way back until it hits the root of the ground, and that whole stem just kind of dies and wilts.
You just killed an elf child. Listen,
I give the flower to Kelwise because I know he likes them.
But you look at what was once a flower,
I got this for you.
which was once a flower, is now like just this wilted, dead mess as the petals one by one just start slowly falling off.
Yeah, I'm still gonna hold on.
you've got to explain things to the girl. You can't just shush her. I say to Zuna.
Zuna grabs all of you as best as she can and starts shoving you out. We are never coming back here again. This was a mistake. A mistake I shall not make ever again. Oh my gosh. You represent us.
Elves.
It's not your fault that you didn't respect their homes. You walk into their homes, cut their flowers.
I asked.
All right, let's move.
To be
move
fair,
along.
Zuna, you did tell her later. You didn't say that it was a child she'd be murdering.
Yes, it's all my fault. Let's just leave, please. Let's just. And
I
she like,
start playing my lute as we exit. I give us some nice exit music.
you guys are like the worst
Commotion. Just
children.
yelling, being scruffed away, just in the back, jamming.
Let's go wise with this giant sack of cookies that he stole.
Really good.
Yeah.
Cordelia's probably just stealing things.
As we're being
All right,
escorted out.
you
I'm
guys,
wondering-
you guys eventually make it back to the sewers, where Rezik and Dresden.
Where we belong.
Rezik.
First off, that was all amazing, and I loved all of that so much. Second off, James, can me and Dresden have just a quick chat during that
Yeah. So meanwhile, Rezik and Dresden went off for a walk. Rezik kind of like seeing stars every once in a while because he's just so so tired from studying all night and not sleeping.
Yeah, we stopped for coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And people watching. And we brought Fitz.
You get a.
Aw.
You guys are bringing Fitz?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Fitz wants a half calf mocha latte, light cream with a little bit of with 2 pumps.
That's great. I give him a couple coins and I'm like, as long as you get it, that's fine. We'll be out here on the curb.
Okay. Yeah. And he comes out with like the most ridiculous looking concoction you've ever seen.
That's great. That's
It
great.
And you can
Looks beautiful.
smell the sugar. It's just like sweet as all hell.
That's great, Fitz.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy, young man.
Have you never tried this before?
I can't say that
It's-
I have.
Fabulous. Oh, do try it. Do try it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. You similar to that chocolate cake. It's the sweetest thing you've ever had, and you once ate a bowl full of sugar.
Well, congratulations on your diabetes.
Pup
And you
would
see
love
him just just a swig and just a little bit of foam on the budding hairs that one day will be a glorious mustache.
We should get a cup before we leave for Pup, because she would absolutely love all the sugar in here. It's just basically all sugar. I wanted to ask you to how we've been moving at a breakneck speed. How are you both doing?
Right now, doing great. Sitting at a cafe. Got a kid with one arm with me who's just piling down sugar. It's great. People watching. You don't look good though. You look terrible.
Oh, I'll be fine. I just enjoyed a night of studying, which I actually really enjoyed and haven't been able to do in quite a while. So it was pleasant.
Yeah, I bet.
I got a question. Are you guys staying kind of in the same area, like the King City area? You're staying kind of in the district.
The
You're not walking
nicest.
too far.
No, we're not going crazy. Like if there's a nicer place. I mean, I know
Yeah,
we're.
so you guys probably walk to like the northern end, uptown, King City.
Yeah. I mean, we came from a sewer, so any
Okay.
place is.
So you guys are the nicer places are probably on Ascension Road, which is that
Okay.
that Crowstone, the border of that Crowstone, that giant entryway that goes all the way to Alcazar, which is where the castle is,
Right.
and the fortress, and like the barracks and the training center for all the commission, where you guys would have spent a lot of your time.
Even if I can't see it, I'm gonna pretend that I can see the castle over there. It's a very nice vista in my mind. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't feel great, but I don't feel terrible. Got all my limbs, right?
Well,
Is that your only joke, Dresden? I think you need a new joke. That's getting very old indeed. You can only read the same book so many times before it gets dreary. It doesn't even hurt my feelings anymore. As you can see, feelings unhurt.
I just hit his cup like up and up and up and up, so they have to drink it.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
well, I guess I just want to get a read on how you feel about this, this group and what we're doing and what we're gonna do in the future. And I don't know, we haven't been able to really talk about it.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I think the group's all right. It's not really any worse than the commission, right? I mean, we had some jackasses in there too, so we have less tethers on us. More probably people trying to kill us, but it's a relative thing. I don't know. I think we're on the right path. We head over to the pit, get these kids out of there, right? And then maybe kind of look around. Leave this place for a while.
You want to leave Capital City?
Yeah.
But where shall we go? This is
I mean,
this is
anywhere.
civilization. You want to go to like the Netherlands?
Where are your parents at?
Oh, it's the summer. They're probably on their vacation up in Seacrest.
Right. All right. Well, why don't you go to Seacrest?
I can't go to Seacrest. Have you seen my face?
Oh, we can just look at this. Hey, kid, you're missing an arm. We can cut your face up even more, make a story about how you're a hero, and then you go back home. You killed a bear. Fantastic. Good job.
I mean,
Is this your attempt at a new joke, Dresden?
No, I'm dead serious.
Cut up my
I mean,
face.
It's
I
no.
will
It, I
cut
mean,
that out of your face, yeah, to get rid of that brand.
Yes, that is
To make it
not
really-
an option. That is not an option. Rezik, you are my witness. No matter what happens, that is not an option.
well, I mean, what do you want us to do, Fitz? I mean, you have to go home eventually, right?
No, I don't. Who says I have to go home? Can I just stay here
With us or with the city?
with you?
I mean, I kind of look over at Rezik like, oh, I hadn't really considered that as an option. Then look back at him. Yeah, I guess. I just didn't think you'd want to.
Well, it's not really a matter of do I want to or not. I have to stay here with you.
Not really. If I cut your face to ribbons, you can go home.
Not an option, Dresden. Exactly. Thank you.
Passing dog.
All right. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, then you can stick with us, and we'll find a way to heal you up as good as we can eventually. I'm sorry, Fitz. I mean, things have been moving so quickly. I wanted to tend to, well, the scar on your face, obviously first, but now your arm is also a problem. So we'll figure it out. I'm really sorry you've had to deal with all this. I mean, I know this wasn't really in the cards for you
I
originally.
mean, how much do you want to go
Thank you,
home?
Rezik. I would love to go home, but once my face is repaired,
And if we can't repair it, don't you still want to go home?
I refuse to think there is not an option somewhere that can repair my face and restore my honor.
Checks out. All right. Well, stick around, kid.
And I suppose if we needed to leave civilization for that option, I would be willing to allow you to go where you might need.
That's really nice of you.
Well, you're welcome.
Fitz. Great. Well, I'm just happy to hear you're both doing okay. I mean, you've been through so much. I wasn't sure. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I guess.
And as you guys are doing that, you hear a commotion coming from the street. And you kind of look to the west a little bit, and you see this elven woman holding this demi-human by the scruff of her neck, which is weird, or the scruff of their neck. And she's also got what looks like a tiefling by the ear. And she's just dragging them across Ascension Road, and you hear the tiefling. The tiefling is just screaming loudly, strumming like the E chord on her ukulele as loud as she can, followed by Kelwise, who just has this giant sack of something he's shoving in his face, and
I'm doing
sneaking
this.
behind, yes, and then yeah, that's what you guys see, just kind of off in the distance.
I was really hoping I was going to get to finish this coffee. But, there they go.
I kind of yell through like cookie shooting out of my mouth. Guys, we got biscuits.
All right, you know what? I am finishing my coffee.
Yeah, so you guys kind of watch them walk. Rezik, you notice just on the other side of Ascension Road, you see Eva kind of looking out the window, and she's looking at these, like, there's this dress display. It looks like a clothier on the other side, and it's got these beautiful, long, flowing dresses in all kinds of different colors, very summery style things, and she's just staring at them, bug-eyed.
Eva, do you see something you like over there?
Huh? Oh, No, I wouldn't want one of those. No, they're too expensive. Mom could never afford one of those.
Well, how would that work though? Let's get one. I can afford it.
What? No,
I'll meet you
no,
back at
Rezzy. You don't have to
the
get me one.
sewers. I'm gonna go ahead and just go over to that shop for a little bit.
How much of that did we hear?
You guys didn't hear any of that. No. He's just, you
Oh,
hear him,
yeah.
he kind of just like looks behind him and is just like talking to himself. Essentially.
like-
You guys know who he's talking to, but you didn't hear her response.
No.
At all.
But how much of him did we hear? Like, is he talking out loud? When
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
I give Fitz one of those looks like.
Fitz takes his like one good hand and it's just like,
Do I notice this?
We have a nice moment together.
yeah, you totally notice. You totally notice them.
Okay, I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah. Okay. All right, Dresden. Here.
Evan,
Put her there.
you know I don't trust you.
I
Fine.
have to.
I'll
All
reach
right,
out.
and then can I try to let him see what I'm seeing, like Pup was able to do?
Don't do that.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check as you try and maneuver this ability that you have.
Okay.
Ability.
That's a 14.
A 14. You think like shine bright like a diamond is like your mantra for this, right? Like you're like visible, be seen, presto.
Spider-Man when he's like,
Yeah, exactly that kind of thing. And Dresden, you're shaking his hand and you see his face start going like,
You better not shit.
as he's trying, he just goes through so many different like emotions here and try this, and you see him really, really trying hard. And you see earnestly he's really trying hard, but I mean, nothing happens. You're just shaking his hand.
Okay. So you see her now.
No.
Right. This is awkward.
Great handshake. You've really been working on that grip, and it's strong. And Fitz, help me out here. Have fun in the shop.
Well, thank you. I say, 1 second.
This is a judgment-free cafe.
I say the words under my breath, silo me, and I make the silent image of Eva where she is,
Okay.
and have her move the way she's moving.
So yeah, you guys see him kind of start conjuring up a spell, and then this small girl is standing there.
So this is what I'm seeing, and Pup saw this
Immediately-
as well. I promise it's real.
Immediately after you do that, Eva, standing there, sees you make a copy of her. It's just like, wow, that's me.
Yes, it is.
How did you make me?
But anyway, I'll explain in a second, Eva. But you see that? So that's what I'm seeing.
I do, and we're in public.
All right. Well,
Keep it down.
I'm off to buy a dress, and I.
Yeah, Eva's still just staring at your like silent image. She's just like,
and I make it disappear.
Razzie, do it again. Do it again.
No, we have more important things to do. That dress might.
No,
Don't forget
make
that.
it again.
You better buy it before it goes away. And I start kind of rushing over there.
Oh, okay. And you see Eva kind of like get really close to Dresden and just stare in his face. And kind of just,
Eva.
He looks much older than you are, and walks off down the street.
That's rude, Eva.
So you guys are kind of off the street a little bit, and it's like across, like way across the road. you start walking across that thick black crow stone under your feet that's so solid. You start walking, and then you hear like a, "Hey, Rezi, and you look back and you see Ava trying to cross the road, but it's like something about this crow stone. You see her take a step onto the stone and then being like pushed back slowly. Something about this road is just impassable, and she can reach across, but then her whole body is just pushed back. Something like she just can't cross this. And she's like,
Okay. Can I pick
Is
her
this
up?
another duck toy? Why can't I walk across the road?"
Sort of. Here, and I try to pick her up.
All right, so you reach and you grab her and you pick her up, and as you try and walk across the street, you just feel it pulling you back, like this invisible barrier that you can't cross. It might take quite a bit of force and energy to rip her through this barrier, but you feel like you might be able to do it. Almost as if like
Unfortunately,
she's just not strong enough to cross this barrier. But if
Yeah.
there was a way like you could give her more strength.
Okay. So I'll try to try to find a way to give her more strength to be able to do it.
All right, so Dresden, you're watching this guy. He walks across the street, turns around, walks forward, picks up nothing, puts it on his head, walks forward, and then just goes whoop, whoop, and then backs up. And
What do you figure the over/under is on him being crazy inside of a couple?
oh no, he's crazy. He's absolutely bonkers off of his
Very
rocket. No, absolutely. Never met a mage I like. Rezik, you start feeling more of your energy flowing into Ava. More of this life force, and you start to feel it draining you. Like, it's really physically draining you. You can continue, and you can probably what you just innately feel like there's this equilibrium point that she needs to cross this road. You could keep going, but it would be at a detriment to your own self at this point.
Sheesh. Okay. I'm going to put her back on the other side and just say, okay, so that is weird. I'll figure this out eventually, this whole weird duck law that's happening here. You stay here. You wanted that dress in the window, right? Right there?
No, Rezi, it's fine. I don't need a dress. It's fine.
No. I'm gonna get you your dress. You wanted
Okay, the green
right?
one.
Great. Okay. And I head over there, and I'll be right back. And I head over there immediately, sprint over there, and walk in.
Okay. Yeah. Dresden, give me an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 20.
That's it.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you give me one too.
Well, mine was a natural one. Dresic. So that's a 6.
A 6. Okay. Yeah. So, Rezik, you walk over there and you're like, yeah. You're like watching him. You're just like, what is up with my buddy? And you know him to be fairly stable as a human being. Well, maybe like overly optimistic. Fairly stable. Other than that, right? Rezik, you walk over and you walk into this store, and you're rugged. You look out of place. Your clothes aren't cleaned or pressed or neat or fashionable whatsoever, and you see a man in like a 3-piece suit, kind of standing there in this very like frilly kind of overdone outfit. Monocle on his eye, steps up to you. Yes. Can I help you with something?
Howdy. The name's Freddie Prince II. I came into a bit of money, and I pull out a pouch of gold, and I just kind of shake it. And I wanted to spend it around town and get my daughter something pretty.
And the second you show him gold, his attitude instantly, oh, yes, well, you will not find a better clothier around here. We have all of the latest fashions. Might I show you? And he starts showing you some of the menswear that would kind of fit you. And you see some like nice clothing, like cloth with like pinstripes and some like almost lacy things and like men's pumps that just give you a little bit of oomph and lift.
Tempting. Okay, well, yeah, I'm here to buy this specific dress in the window first, and then we'll talk about other things.
Well, I could tailor it and add a bit of fabric to the back and the front. We could.
No, it's for my daughter, not for me.
Very good. Yes, that sounds much more reasonable. Yes.
All right.
This dress, absolutely. This is one of our seasonal pieces sewn by myself, of course. This particular dress, which I'm sure will be no cost to you. This is 123 gold pieces. If you'll notice that the sewing on the edges, I have double threaded each piece. This should last you a very, very long time. It's quite fine work. Maybe my best, if I have to say so. You'll be ahead of the curve. Let me tell you, in all social circles, your daughter will be very happy.
Right. So I don't have that much. So that's great. Can I go ahead and see something a little bit more affordable?
Affordable?
In green.
You see his face kind of like, ew, you're one of those. Yes. And he kind of goes in the back, and there's like a rack. A very basic, nice dresses, but like a rack of just very basic stuff that's like not even close. You know what I mean? Like you could be like, wow, like I've had bread with tomato sauce and then I've had pizza, and they're like technically the same thing, right? But not really. But there's some nice stuff.
Jaymes, are
very
killing
basic,
me, man.
yeah, and there's nothing in that same emerald green color, but there are like green dresses. Some are like a little bit much lighter, like a seafoam and a turquoise. They're very basic though. Something you would wear.
A dress for my dead sister, but I will get something the cheap side. So I'll get one of those dresses in the green, and I'll just buy a couple little accessories for it, like maybe like a little scarf or like bracelet or something like that, just to be able to say that it's not.
Well, there's
bad
some.
Looking. It's okay.
There's like a green dress. It's that light green. It's a very basic dress, but it does have a big bow on the back, and he picks out some like long, slender gloves that would go with it, almost go all the way to the elbow. He finds you a ribbon for your hair that's about the same kind of look.
Great.
And
you get the ribbon in yellow.
And he has a bunch of different, like he has a whole selection of just multicolored ribbons for your hair. And then he has a whole set of shoes that range from very, very, very nice to basic, but within they're just simple, but they're nice, tailored made shoes.
Great. I'll get just a basic shoe. What do you think, Kane? What color should I get the shoe in? I guess a white, probably a white.
Okay, yeah. So you get some white shoes. No? Well, you guys aren't there.
This is very often, so I don't know.
You have magic.
We're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is on you, man.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I hand him. How much does it cost?
It's going to be about 32 gold pieces for all the different pieces together.
Super. All right. Well, you have a mighty fine day. I give him exactly 32 because this place is way too pricey. And I walk out and I put that stuff away in my backpack and I walk over to Eva and say.
So you see Eva and she's still trying to figure out you see her just perplexed, like trying to push through this barrier, this road barrier, and she just can't physically do it. And she's just like, instantly she sees you and she's like, oh, Rezi, did you get the dress?
Yes, hi dear. Listen, so I wasn't able to afford the one you wanted, unfortunately.
Oh, that's okay.
but-
I told you it was too expensive. You don't have to get me anything.
No,
I'm just
but
happy to be hanging out with you.
Well, I'm very happy to be hanging out with you too. But I did get you something, and I show her, you know, the wardrobe or the outfit that I got her, and I say,
Okay, yeah.
"This could look-
Yeah, you pull out the pieces and you just see her like light up. She just explodes, her eyes wide, almost
Yeah.
like tears, to the point where she's just so excited. She's like just staring at this dress, and she looks at it and she goes, oh, this is my favorite thing ever. Razik,
Great.
I love you so much. And she runs over and just gives you this big hug. And she's just not letting go.
All right, great. All right. Well, I'm so happy that you're happy. Let's go back and meet with the group. Come on.
Yeah,
let's go.
yeah, I can't wait to try it on. Can we try it on right when we get home? I want to try it so bad.
We'll try it on very soon, I promise. Don't worry.
Okay. And then she like tries to take the box from you. She like reaches to take the box. She's like, can I hold it? Can I hold it?
Nope, you gotta wait. You have to wait. I'm so sorry.
Ah,
Well,
fine.
Back to the group.
gotta
We'll
just-
talk.
And she's like walking beside you. Just
Come on.
all right. Yeah, Dresden, you see him talking to nothing, arguing with something on the side of the road. Fitz just kind of gives you another look like, yep, completely psycho. So you guys make it back. You guys make it back, and you see Zuna's just like staring at you guys like a hawk. She's just like, not again, and I won't let you out of my sight. You're never going back there. She's just like, like a cat with the hair just straight up and down, back arched. That's how you guys kind of see that. That's the mood is very stagnant or tense.
How'd it go?
I thought I made a new best friend.
Oh, that's always good.
Let's be honest.
Like,
We
that
probably
was
made a new
absolute
enemy.
trash. I hate elves. I don't like them.
Ooh, okay, that's
We did a bad job.
racist.
They're snooty. They're snooty and elitist, and I don't want any of it anymore.
Well, I can't speak to
Oh,
that,
Oh,
but
racist.
they were very unwilling to bend, and negotiate. They really just wanted us to stick to the plan that they had
Don't
devised
run
for us,
fast, man.
and not deviate from that in any way. So,
No,
unfortunately,
Maybe the
we
plan
are.
that I came up with.
Well, yeah. So,
What was your plan? To wreck their garden? To disrespect their hospitality?
I was
That was
respectful.
not hospitality. They were not hospitable in the least. They were rude, cold, and unforgiving.
you didn't have
The
a cookie.
fact that you were even allowed into her house.
Elitist! Elitist!
It's a very rare opportunity indeed.
Oh,
And you
stand
treated
for
it horribly.
Did you hurt those
Not to
people?
mention, I had to drag you kicking and screaming from the Lexitona district.
Who was kicking and screaming?
And then you walked up and you killed one of the Everflowers.
I asked.
To be
And
fair, you
did not
never
have
properly
more-
explained the
You
flowers, Zuna.
never-
You should have
You
explained
never
the
waited
flowers.
for an answer.
You didn't
No
give it.
answer means no.
No.
Right?
No means no. No answer means nothing.
And I
Yeah, I
took
mean, if the commission's gonna
You
weigh
said
in,
later.
no,
And
no
just-
definitely
I-
only means no.
I shall not ever bring you back again.
I don't.
shall
Yeah,
go
no. I
I
mean,
shall
now I know how to get
as-
there.
a liaison for the group.
I don't want to ever go back there.
group.
They were awful. All of them.
So-
Kellwise told me and Dresden what happened exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or
As
less.
Well
he's
then.
still munching, you see crumbs all over his sideburns and his mouth. Just
I
crumbs.
offered them some. But,
You know what?
but
I'm
give them an
gonna let you.
unadulterated version.
Yeah, Fitz takes a bunch of cookies and just starts eating them.
Yeah.
These are very good. Where did
Yes.
you get these again? The
Oh,
elephant-
Fitz, you would have loved it.
I would.
Yeah, they was nice and snooty, just like you.
Yeah, they remind me of you.
Steal your
That's why I
soul.
wanted to be the best friend. No, they were
They
like
didn't
really
steal your
polite,
soul.
and they were like, you had to bow at them and stuff, and they had tea, and everyone was dressed really fancy. And then when I tried to be their friends, they were kind of mean. Just like you.
But they had the
The
tea
tea was
out.
probably poisoned, I say.
No, it was so good. You would have loved it.
Yes,
they
it
didn't like
controlled
us
your
drinking
mind or
it.
something.
I think you just ate some of their cookies, kid.
These are from them.
They had tea.
Oh my
cookies
god.
out.
My mind is now suspect. Oh, the
No.
elves have enchanted me away. This is
I-
horrible. And Fitz kind of just goes off into the corner like, and starts scraping. Well,
Sounds like it went really
One-handed.
well. So the end of the deal there was that they were unflexible with our possible.
Completely.
No, they said that was something that we could discuss again later, but that they weren't prepared to discuss now, which I think is fine. But they gave us a whole week from the time that we go back and get it.
1 week. We have 1 week to pull this off.
All right.
Not from now, but from when we go get it. We can plan it. Do you really think that we're going to be in the pit for longer than a week? I don't want to be there for longer than a day.
Good point.
Yeah.
It depends on how long it will take us to, secure all the, loved ones, the prisoners that we're going to be freeing. I don't know where
We're
we're
going to
gonna-
go in and out all these times?
No, just the once. But I mean, I just don't know how long it will take to find, a safe place for them all to hide out at.
Well, that's why we have it for a whole week.
How
True.
long are they going to take for them to finish it? Could they say?
They said it was going to take them like a day, but they said that the week didn't count until we get it.
So we could potentially have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm ready. But
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, really, whenever
No, yeah,
they
that's
get
when they said it was
get
going to be ready at the end of the day. Yeah.
No, I mean, just I'm saying for the let me bring it back to them. It's kind of just whenever we're able to do it, we'll be able to do it. We're going to be under a high pressure situation of trying to free people and find safety for them. So I can't just say a week for sure. We'll have to just say whenever we're able to get it to you, we'll get it to you.
Rezik, I tried.
yeah, that was
Believe me.
No, I'm sure you did a great job. I'm just saying to Zuna, like, it doesn't, we can't promise anything. We'll just do whatever we can do. I mean, we're doing our best here. We're only a ragtag, group of individuals. We're not
and
a
psychos.
kingdom.
Yeah, and they wouldn't even help us. We asked
Just
for
said
more
psychos.
personnel to help us in our quest, and
Mhm.
they wouldn't help us. So, I mean,
Zuna, you gave us
It is what
no information going in, no information once we was there, and now you're mad at us for not acting right. I feel
We're also
like
doing this for your daughter. You're
Yeah.
being really, really mean for someone whose child is that we want to go rescue.
I just need to make sure my daughter has a place and a home and a community to come. Someone's banging in my hallway. I just want to make sure that my daughter
that was their cat.
has a community she's allowed back to when we pull her out.
if they're that snooty, maybe you should be in a different community.
You
Or
have no idea how long elves
would you
hold grudges.
rather have her try to find a new home, or would you rather have her be the forever sleep?
It's not something you have to choose between.
Forever sleep.
You can just be normal
Um,
people and respectful, and we can free her from the pit. You act like those
Hey,
are
listen.
two completely contrary ideas.
Wait,
Alright,
who's
we
disrespectful?
Her in a cave. I'm from the slums. What did you expect?
yeah, let's be
I will
honest.
take
we
that.
didn't have a lot of royalty where I came from.
Yes, well,
Honestly, we were not prepped
I
going in. You
have
didn't give us any
learned my
talking points.
lesson.
You didn't tell me to
Maybe-
catch a
maybe next
bubble.
Next time, maybe preface it and say, we're going to go meet the queen or something.
That would have
you know.
worked.
Daughter to the matriarch.
What does that mean? That means nothing. Oh, daughter to the mother.
What's a matriarch?
Matriarch.
What's a daughter?
She's a-
You see what we're seeing?
Yes, I do see that there were errors in my planning this morning. I will think it through. I have learned my lesson.
Okay. Next time
Sorry
we
to
go,
get so hard
maybe
on
next time you go, less is more. Maybe we'll just have one of us attend with you. I just want to make sure that we actually are able to make allies with the elves because that could be very beneficial to us in the future.
Yes,
I think that ship sailed.
that ship was burned at the dockside.
I'm sure that, it couldn't be that fragile where just one bad meeting will make them hate us forever. If we're going to do them a favor of freeing people from the pit,
Let's
possibly
hope
taking
our
them down one day.
That is why you're human.
Maybe our intentions will speak louder than words.
No, that's actually the very logical statement I made, not a human statement. I don't.
Mhm. You assume
that-
culture is based on logic.
Zuna, all I'm saying is that if we're going to free people from the pit and potentially take the pit down one day, I don't see why the elves wouldn't be able to at least talk to us more than this one time just because of a bad meeting. I'm sure if we have just one person, maybe we can have Kelwise just go with you next time, and that would help. Or I could go with you, but, they hate humans, apparently, and so do you, so maybe it's not an option. I don't know.
You have much to learn about the elves and their ways. This would not be the first nor the second time they've turned their backs on those who need it. Because
Zuna,
it did not.
are we here to
specifically-
all do the same task, or are we here to fight with each other?
We are. They
Then
could
stop
care
trying to
less.
teach me lessons about what
They
humans and elves are.
Care less. The matriarch has no, how do you say, skin in the game. All right, she could care less about the pit or its dealings or what's going on. If it does not immediately affect them, they have no interest.
Does she have an immediate family member she cares about we can get taken to the pit so that she has a stake in the game? Bad
Are you
idea?
suggesting we kidnap someone from the royal family?
No, I'm suggesting the Ashen Riders do.
Maybe we need to pump the brakes a bit here.
Listen,
everybody.
I'm heated. I don't like anything that's gone on recently.
Dresden, I apologize, Dresden, but she's being a little unreasonable here. We're trying to do a good thing for the community, and she's trying to make it sound like we're doing this just for us. I mean, your daughter is in the pit.
Yes, she is. That is why I'm
You
here.
have you don't think the
helping
elves
you.
have any interest in this at all?
No, not at all. Look, if they have a problem with a human, they wait 100 years and the problem goes away.
Makes sense.
Oh shit. Damn.
It's good to know. It's good to know who we're working with.
Wait,
This is,
how long do tieflings live? Because I can be a problem for them. I'm happy to.
I'm very young. I live a
You
long
have, you have no idea how long tieflings live because you really have only seen one or two of your type, so it's nothing. Really, nothing much is known. It's not public knowledge.
But Dresden,
As a gnome, yeah, you know that gnomes live a long time. Not nearly as long as elves do, but gnomes live a few hundred years.
Years.
Yeah.
Dresden's right. Let's just all calm down, and we'll just know from now on that the elves don't care about people in the pits, and we'll move forward knowing that. So that's good to know.
Look, one of the reasons I left Moragana is because of the narrow-mindedness of my brethren. I do not discount your claim is correct. It is terrible to look the other way when those need help. Ask for it. I'm just saying, historically, you have to see the world through their eyes. The world over a couple hundred years versus the world over a couple thousand years is a much different place.
I certainly don't doubt that. I also
Neither
don't
do
see
I.
how
I don't even know.
I'm not that worried about it, and I don't think we really need to be. I understand, you might be, but all we have to do is get in the pit, get our people, and get out, right? And then give that thing back in a week or whatever. Thing is, it's going to be hard to collect if we hold on to it, right? No? I don't know. Funny.
True. And
We all die.
But I do think we should give it back, but, we'll let that situation roll out when it happens. Right?
I agree.
Yeah, once we've gone into the pit and we're fugitives, we'll sneak back into the city and return their amulet. Which is why I was trying to explain to the elves that it would be maybe helpful to have a liaison, a ward, someone who could come with us, who could take it back. But no one wanted to listen to my idea.
That's fine.
So
Look, you have a good idea. You have a good idea, but you're talking to some of the most selfish individuals. To risk a life is to risk an eternity.
All right. So can these people
Or an amulet.
Can these people scry?
You have a few years left and you'll be gone. That's how they see you. You just must understand how they value your life. Your life is worth nothing. It is a drop in an ocean of time.
All right,
then their
actually,
lives are worth nothing to me too.
I think I get these people, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, can they scry? Can this grandmother scry?
I should think so.
All right. So when we're done, we go out into the woods. One person holds it, blind man, whatever, and the rest of us stand around in a circle far enough away that they can see us, and we just flick off the sky, and they'll show up. Right?
Well,
1 week later, they're going to be looking for us. So if we make it so they can see us, they know where we are. Problem solved.
that sounds amenable to me.
There we go. Look at that. You guys should have had
Sounds
coffee
amenable
this
to me.
morning. Doesn't really matter, does it? We have the thing and they want it and need it. Oh,
No.
it's delicious.
They have it.
When we have it back, come on. Wait, you haven't had we're going for coffee. No.
And immediately I'm like, ooh, another coffee.
Remember yet not. I was actually confused.
Well, I apologize. Didn't mean to insult you, pup. But in all
that would
honesty,
definitely solve a lot of problems. That's a good idea. If they're okay with that and don't see it as us, as us doing a disservice to them, that's would be the best possible solution.
okay, so instead of flicking off the sky, we'll do this.
Oh, I don't care if you flick off the sky or not, Tristan. I was just making sure that we aren't hurting their feelings by not going back all the way to them and bending the knee and getting to them in person.
I don't think we need to worry about that. I mean,
Yeah.
if they want it, they'll come and get it.
Yeah, if that's
But I don't
if
think
that's
we
fine
need
with
to
doing it, then
risk our necks to bring it back to them.
at this point, I don't think so either.
There we are.
I shall let them know when I go and pick up the amulet to be looking for it. I don't
Well,
think
here we
this
go.
will be. I don't think this will be a problem for them.
That's part of waking up, guys.
Well, let me know when you need the amulet, and I will fetch it, and we will be on our way.
All right.
Yeah, me.
I do need to know
us and what army
what
are
our
you
plan-
sneak into the pit?
What's our plan for after we get out?
What's our plan for when we get in? Because I think that's a little more important. What do we know about this pit?
Well,
do we know?
unfortunately, they don't know anything about the inside of what the pit looks like, so we can't really plan that. But we can plan where we're going afterwards.
Do we know anything about anyone that works there in the commission? I mean, obviously, they don't run it now. Did they ever?
No, it was so the Ashen Riders were kind of like the pit's guard for a while. They've kind of ballooned into like a military force and all this other stuff. So like
We
The-
have.
always kind of been the people running the pit, at least in your lifetime.
Do any of our contacts, back in the commission, know anything about it? And we can grease a few palms, maybe get something. I mean,
Possibly, you might be able to talk to like Tuck.
hey, Tuck.
He might know something. Other than that, I mean, because of the way the Ashen Riders and the Commission are so kind of at odds, they kind of don't really like each other.
That makes me think they might actually have done a little bit of recon.
Possibly.
Do we know if anyone has ever escaped from the pit? I know that's a stupid question. The answer's probably no.
Sure. I mean, people have escaped from the pit before. It's not common.
So it's like a
but
well.
people have escaped.
Okay. So you've heard the story of the dude who escaped from Alcatraz by like tunneling through a wall and got.
Oh yeah, well there's and Dresden and Rezek. No, there's a city. There's a whole city that was built by refugees trying to escape Capital City, called Adgarad. It's kind of not well spoken of within Capital City on the coast because they don't want to glorify people who ran away. But very like the Pilgrims coming on over, they kind of formed their own city. So there's Adgarad to the west, which is called Adgarad, the Free City.
Imaginative.
Yeah. And it's on the map that fleshy leather map that you were given. So people definitely have escaped, for sure. It's not necessarily like the unbreakable place. It's just like the amount of people going in to the amount of people coming out is not even though. There's definitely a large flood of people going in and very few people coming out.
Sure. Other option: capture an Ashen Rider or two and beat it out of them.
Not a bad idea.
Well, both are valid options. Do we want to travel or do we want to go beat someone?
That thing far away, isn't that city a ways away? I mean, I'm not too well versed, but Adgarad, right?
Yeah, that's
Adgarad is like maybe a 2-week by boat. You'd have to go. You'd have to cross Lake Immersil and then take a straight to the ocean and then take the ocean coast all the way around to the city. So it would be like 2 weeks by boat, which is like maybe a 300 to 400 mile boat ride.
So we're talking best case scenario, a month. Or we just beat the piss out of people, right? And if they don't have the answer, we just get another guy.
I think that's a valid idea.
Or we sneak up and, get some eyes on it.
Or
what do you guys think?
That's true. They're gonna have vendors. People come. We already know they have people who take food in. So presumably, some people who drive carts maybe would be a good place to look as well.
We beat the hell out of them.
Perhaps we can increase the fields without having to beat anyone.
Oh.
You guys who know the city, you know that there's a place just outside of the city called Port Kinney. It's kind of like the oceanfront dockside of Capital City. It's just outside of the city, but it's basically run by the Ashen Riders, but there's a bunch of like bars and such there. It's pretty much like an Ashen Rider hangout because they're not really well received within the city.
Makes sense.
So that's kind of like their HQ. So you'd know if if you wanted to go and find a bunch of Ashen Riders that were just hanging out and drinking and
I mean, you probably wouldn't want to go to the HQ of Ashen Riders and
it's not like HQ, but it's like the hangout. It's the main.
I think it's probably better for us to go find some in the forest, on the trail, ambush them, and like Dresden said, just beat them up and try to get answers. I think that's not a bad idea.
Maybe
Might be
we
just
should
easier
find
to abduct a drunk one in a city, though.
We could do that and then try to actually get in the city. Maybe find a cart that we were getting transported on and pretend we're prisoners. Like, you guys can be the guards.
Well, Troch and Kesh had said that they can sneak you in.
Oh yeah.
Right? They said they would sneak you in crates. But after that, I mean, you would definitely a way of navigating
We're blind.
the fortress. Yeah.
He used the fortress word.
That's a good idea, though, is to, when we get in there, pretend that, some of us are Ashen Riders and some of us are prisoners. That's a pretty good idea.
That is a great idea.
Well, if you're going to do that, you'll need a few uniforms then to look the part.
We can probably get some from the bourgeois. He's collected a bunch of bodies, and you already have one. You already have one, Dresden.
Well, we could do 2 birds with 1 stone, though. Get some intel and some
uniforms.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And I was only worried about beating up an rider in the city because we've had kind of bad luck in cities so far. So
I don't mean like in the city. So here's the thing: if you're looking for a bee, hang out outside of a beehive, right?
Oh,
you know they're going in and out and in and out and in and out.
Gotcha.
You look for a weak one, right? Or
good thinking.
Yeah, I like the take drunk one down idea. I think that's smart.
You know, one
or a man.
Me?
Okay. No, Pup just looks sad for a second, but they're fine.
That's just Kate's resting face, actually.
Oh, nice.
Resting Kate face.
Yep.
RKF.
So sad. Let's protect.
Dalladale kind of walks over and says, Zuna and I have been talking about probably going to Odgarod ourselves with Freewind once we get out, and if we're going to Port Kinney, it might not be a bad idea to secure a passage on a boat or something. Make some deals there as well. I know we're going to plan that
ahead of time.
To have an escape plan, because once we get out, you better bet we are going to stay here as short as possible.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
And look, you can go anywhere you want in the world from Odgarod. It's a big coastal city with many boats and trade coming in and out. Okay. It might not be a bad plan. Just saying. It's an idea.
You know what else we could do instead of beating him up? You know how that lady really liked Trust? What if Trust pretended to really like one of the guys?
Well, that's not a bad plan. She's got a good set of horns on her.
That's fantastic.
It's not a bad plan, but
my dad texted me.
Was that his idea?
Thanks, Dad.
That's a good plan. Assuming that them humans is into tiny tieflings.
Oh, you'd be surprised what humans are into.
Fair enough.
Or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I don't know.
Don't shame them.
Fair enough.
That's a really good plan, though, Dalladale. And I was gonna say, Zuna, maybe we could have, we can just let your people know that we'll be leaving for Port Kinney on our way to that other city. I forgot the name of it right now. And you could have one of your allies be waiting in Port Kinney for us. We can give them the amulet before we leave.
That sounds good to me. That's actually a good plan to meet in Fort Kinney. I think they'd like having a solid place, seems like. And Zuna kind of thinks it over and nods. Fort Kinney.
Great.
Actually, we'll make the trade before we board. I will let them know.
And
All right,
I want to apologize, Zuna, for getting heated earlier, but this whole thing has been very rough on all of us. I'm sure you know that. It's been rough on you and Dalladale as well, obviously, and we're just trying to do our best here, and we hoped that your friends would be able to help us a little bit more, or would be able to understand what we're going through and want to help out more, but it's fine if they don't want to, and we'll have to just be okay with that. And again, I apologize for getting upset.
Do not apologize, Rezik. I understand it's very difficult and maddening at times dealing with the elven people. They're very stubborn and stuck in their ways, mostly because due to their long lifespans, they don't need to reason or bend at all with the other races. They just wait. They're very patient, very stern. They're very like trees, you know? They will survive long past when you're gone if they just dig their roots deep enough.
Makes sense.
No reasoning with a tree, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to cut them down.
Climb them.
Yeah. Or you can just piss all over one.
Oh, I had my favorite poop tree back in the forest, back in my home.
You had a favorite poop tree too.
Yeah.
I had a favorite poop tree. Oh man. It was outside of Morrigan. It was my favorite. It grew big and strong too. Let me tell
Right?
you.
And it had all the flowers grow out of it. Pretty, it was
mine
a
didn't
pretty
have-
poop tree.
Mine didn't have any flowers. No. But it did grow big and strong.
I have flower poops.
Wow. Well, maybe sometime I can go and see your poop tree. I've been trying to get Freewen into it, but she's more like her mother than me. So, in that respect, she's not so into the poop trees.
That's good.
Poop trees are awesome.
When you pick up the amulet later, I'm gonna assume at this point probably by yourself, Zuna. Just let them know that we apologize if we, they were uncomfortable in any way. We didn't mean to offend them, and if we can get that addendum of possible using it later down the line, that would be amazing. If not, then we'll have to just figure it out. So.
Well, yes, I don't think an addendum was on the table. I think that'll be something you'll have to talk about in the future with them, if you need to use it again. But I will apologize profusely. And surprisingly, their view on your kinds is already pretty low, so I don't think there will have to be much explaining.
Yes. Give the people what they want, right? Or at least what they expect.
Yes.
Well,
exactly.
I hope at this point that you know our kind a little bit, and you know that we all mean well here. I mean, I can definitely speak to that. I have really enjoyed this adventure with all of you, and I know that none of you meant to offend anyone today. So just pass that on if you can in any way, Zuna.
I will do that. Thank you, Rezik. I do appreciate your very diplomatic behavior. Surprisingly, I think the elves would very much enjoy your company if they could see past their own ways themselves.
What if we just tied your ears together to make it brainy?
That might hurt, but we could try.
Because then they wouldn't.
Work, but we could try sometime, some other time.
Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of interesting things about elves and magic, and as you know, I'm obviously very interested in all that. So I wouldn't mind being able to have a discussion at some point in the future.
Well, having them share their magic secrets with you is a completely different matter than having a conversation.
Well, it's not secrets, but just friendly conversation.
Freeze over first before I think an elf would share their magic secrets with a human.
Well,
and I don't say this to be rude in any sort. I just to be realistic.
Yeah, they're very accepting lot.
The noble elves would not even share their magic with me, much less a non-elf. Especially with the history between the two of your races. It just doesn't seem possible.
I wouldn't think so anyway. It was just kind of more of just talking the trade, but I appreciate it. All right. Well, anything else, gang?
And as that's happening, you feel a tug on your
chance.
You feel a tug on your sleeve, Rez.
Yes.
And you see Eva. She's like, "Can I try on my dress now?"
Oh yes. Yeah. Let's try it on. And I take it out, and hopefully something happens that is good here.
You take out the dress.
That's a dress he bought today.
Kind of looks at you like, yeah, you guys all see this like beautiful green dress, light green summer dress, clearly meant for a young girl. It would probably fit Trust and Cornelia actually. He pulls it out. That's what you guys see. It would probably fit Kelwise too.
We should definitely go back to that. Definitely go back to a shop at some point and buy some outfits, but this is actually for Eva. And I try to hand it to her if possible and give her some more strength to do so.
But yeah.
I've never been called
So
that.
you start to hand it to her, and Pup, you can see.
Yeah, I see.
And you
everything, right?
also see, you also see this dress starts to slip through her hands just as the dress.
God, this is.
You're like putting it, and it's just going through her hands, and she's like, "Did you get
not
a?"
know she's dead.
I want
you get a
to go
dumb
like put my hands
dress,
under hers to like help hold it up, so like as if it was in her hands.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, and your hands kind of go through hers as well, but you're
Mhm.
holding your hands where they would, and it's
As
holding
if
it.
she was holding
And-
the dress.
Yeah, and she's just kind of.
This is a really pretty dress.
I know it's my favorite dress.
Really? Is
actually-
it your favorite color?
It is now. Mostly because Rezi bought it for me. That's why it's my favorite.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I can see why. That's pretty.
Yeah, but he bought a what did he say? A dumb dress? It's going through my hands.
No,
I don't know why.
it's like you're
Slipping.
holding it right now.
And she kind of like tries to grab it in different places. And she just can't quite. She doesn't have enough material, I guess, in her being to
Mhm.
touch this dress.
Maybe you can't touch it right now, but here, try this.
And I'm gonna like hold it open and out.
Like, just stand in it.
And she kind of just stands in it. And then
Now
it
it's like
kind of,
wearing it.
and yeah, you like kind of hold it over her and she's wearing it, but she has to like stand out like this.
Mhm.
She's just like looking and she's like, wow, Rezik, what do you think?
Looks beautiful, dear.
Oh, I love it so much. This is my favorite dress ever. And then she goes to do a spin and the material kind of blows in the wind ever so slightly, but she spins, but the dress doesn't come with her.
Mhm. And does everyone else see the dress like blow in the wind unnaturally?
I mean, it's not unnatural. It could just be a wind that blew by. It's not enough for anyone to notice. Yeah. And Fitz gives you a look, Dresden. Goes.
It fits.
Kind of walks away nervously, like, oh god, she's gonna freaking pop me.
I walk over to Pup.
Pup you.
Furry of blows.
I walk over to Pup, and I kind of just whisper in Pup's ear, "Thank you, but I think this has gone a little too far. I need to have a hard talk. I think.
Okay.
Thank you." And I put it away very neatly, and then I kind of just walk over to Eva, take her hand, and I bring her away from the group. And I
Okay.
kneel down and I look her in the eyes and I just say, I'm so glad you like your dress, Eva. Listen, dear, I think you've noticed a lot of strange things today, and I've been trying to explain them away. But the truth is that, well, that day in the market when you got lost, do you remember that?
Yeah. You mean like yesterday?
For you, it was yesterday, but for me, it was 10 years ago. And
10
I
years?
lost- Yes, dear. You got lost, and I never was able to find you. And
What are you talking about, Rezi? You found me just yesterday.
No, dear. Mom and Dad looked for you, but we couldn't find you, and we didn't know where you went. And it wasn't until I saw you the other day that I found out what happened to you.
What do you mean, what happened to me? I got lost and you found me yesterday.
No, I'm sorry to say, Eva, but you died, and It's my fault. It's my fault, and I'm so very sorry.
And she kind of looks at you for a while in disbelief. No, I didn't die. Right? I didn't die. And she looks to you, Pup. I can't be dead, right? I'm right here. I can't be dead, right? Hey, I can't be dead, right? You just bought me a dress. I can't be dead if you bought me a dress. And she runs over to the dress and just starts panicking, trying to pick up this dress. She just grabbing at it, clawing at it, and clawing at it. And eventually she just starts shaking. Like her body starts convulsing and she starts shaking and these tears start rolling from her eyes. And then she just kind of stops, completely still. And then she looks up at you and you see her eyes just go bright. Rezik! You found me! Hi!
I quit this game.
You finally found me! Oh my gosh, I've been lost for so long. I knew you'd find me though. And she looks down and she says, "Oh, look at this dress! Did you know this was my favorite color? I didn't know. It's such a pretty dress. Can I try it on? Or is it for someone else?"
And if you look over at Rezik, he's just shaking, and his face is red, and there are tears streaming down, and he just falls onto his knees and just yells, "Eva, you're dead! It was my fault, and you're dead! I'm so sorry, but you have to realize that you're dead."
I'm dead? I can't be dead. Silly, I'm right here. You just found me.
And I try to put all of my will into this, and I try to put any energy I can into this that I have. Even after staying up all night studying stupidly, I'm gonna just put all the energy I can, and if whatever I can do to make this actually make sense and to actually go through, I will do.
So
again,
like before, when you felt that energy going from you to her, are you gonna continue just past that barrier where you're unsure if it might do permanent harm to yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so you like grab her hands and you start to feel cold, real cold from deep within yourself. And it's not a physical cold. It's like this deep depression or sadness. It's like years and years of this. And you just feel it flow. That is flowing into you almost like this negative energy as this warmth of your body. And it's almost like you're part of your optimism. The world's a little darker. It's a little cloudy. It's a little just not as fun, you know? Like you just, what would once make you smile will make you smirk. What made you laugh will make you chuckle. And you feel that, but you start to see the color in her cheeks, the whiteness of her cheeks start to glow with a little bit of this peach reddish color, and her eyes start to sparkle just a little bit brighter. Pup, you start to hear her sniffling as her tears stream down her face and she's crying, but you can start to hear that echoing through the chamber, and all of you standing around seeing Rezik just melt down and just flood out of these emotions. You start to see the outline of this small young girl as he's holding her hands, exactly like that spiritual, the silent image that he made earlier. You see that, and she's still transparent. She's not corporeal, but she's transparent, but you guys all can see her. Pup, you can hear her, and you guys start to hear her crying as well as it echoes through this chamber, and she starts to glow just ever so brightly. And Rezik, you take another point of permanent constitution damage, but you start to see Eva looking at her hands and she's still see-through, almost like the outline of this gift you just gave her, that warmth and your optimism, just kind of glowing around her. And you see her look at her hands, turning them around, and she kind of looks at you, and she's just got still tears, but she's kind of confused. And she says, Rezik, I died. And that's where we'll pick up in 2021.
Oh no! Ah! You monster! Oh my god!
Bobby is going to literally die. Bobby, you look like you've now been through like just intense emotional distraught.
Because I have.
Like you stayed up all night reading books and dealing with scrolls.
Oh boy, that was a riff.
Let's see you all there, and we'll see you all on Friday for more stuff.
Four hangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
I don't know.